Welcome to Fire Breathing Kittens, a 5th edition standalone D&D podcast. Each episode is its own adventure, meaning you can drop in and out as you like. They're like movies for your ears, but you will need to bring your own popcorn. I'm your Dungeon Master this week, and joining us is Olive.
Hi. Olive is a bipedal crocodile with a white Jedi-like robe and loose baggy brown pants. She looks entirely unarmed because she's a level 4 monk.
Well, unarmed aside from the big pointy teeth.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, we have Tanager.
Tanager Goodfellow here, lovelies. The most beautiful satyr you've ever seen. Lightly curved horns standing at a beautiful 5'8". Chestnut brown coat. Dressed today in his lime green and black kimono.
Wonderful. And last but certainly not least, we have Nesgrax.
Hello, this is Nesgrax Skarsbaruch. I'm a level 4 wizard. I'm a brass dragonborn. I'm a necromancy wizard. I can't do any cool stuff with dead people just yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, yes, sorry, I was doing my nails. I'm a level 4 cleric.
Wonderful. This adventure begins, as many do, in the bar area of the Fire Breathing Kittens Guild. It's springtime, the weather is getting warmer, and, as always, Nusi the bartender is serving drinks. What's good, everybody?
Oh, boy. I'd like something light, but hoppy? Maybe like a... just whatever the house lager. Nusi.
You can do better than that, can't you, Nesgrax? There's we've got a fine selection of cask ales, and... we got a nice dwarven stout down here, and some what's this? Some chili mead. That sounds like fun.
Oh, chili mead.
No one's ever ordered that before.
It sounds like a hazing thing. I'm doing it. Chili mead for me, please.
Lovely, Tanager. What do you fancy?
Tanager will have his normal order of a glass of wine, 2 shots of vodka, a scotch, a lager, and then probably 1 more shot of vodka.
Okay, and that's all served to you in one big bucket.
Oh, what do you call that?
It's okay, you get a straw.
Wow, I was hoping it had maybe a small spigot at the bottom so I could just hold it above me. And...
Yeah, that is definitely a hazing thing.
Me? I call it breakfast. What do you call it?
Oh, Tanager. Saucy.
I call it a trip to the hospital.
Well, I mean, there's many lovely people to be found at the hospital, but luckily my satyr constitution helps me out a bit. Sort of gags a little bit as he drinks.
What about you, Olive?
Olive has a tall, cold glass of... A tall, warm glass of chicken blood.
Oh my god.
Chicken blood that was taken from, as we've decided, ethically sourced from chickens without suffering. I tell people.
Uh-huh. So the chicken had a good long life, died in bed with his wife, and then you slit his throat.
That is certainly what I tell people, but suspiciously, I'm carrying quite a lot of darts that one could think were made from local cats. So what I say and what I do don't align.
Is it possible that the blood is all taken from chicken-based Aarakocra who have donated it for
oh my gosh.
consumption?
I don't think I'd eat that. That's people.
What? That's your dividing line? Oh, these are actually sentient enough to give consent? No, that's gross. They're people.
Actually, when you say it like that, maybe I should only eat people. No, a new type of the vegetarian, carnivore, and then a consentivore only eats parts taken consentingly.
A consentivore?
I don't know.
Oh.
I mean, the thing is, the blood can be taken without, killing the people. So it's like giving blood. It's just forming part of a cocktail.
There was
maybe sapiovore?
Oh no.
There was this Japanese guy who got arrested in Germany.
No.
Okay.
This is horrible. All right. Yeah. Olive is drinking chicken blood from chickens that were killed and processed in the meat industry. And if anyone asks her, she's like, no, this is meat. Just liquidized.
She's like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Tanager, do you need a minute?
No, because I don't want to have to edit this out.
There's no right
But
answer.
now that I've already
to this.
said it, I'm fucking dying. This is too good. Oh my god.
There's no right because like
it's
either
so
you.
fucking funny.
Yeah.
I'm gonna explode. Okay, I'm done.
Yay.
This is very, very, very funny.
Cheers.
Well, especially the reaction to the German cannibalism. It's like, nope. Like, that's the only thing I wanted to talk about. And I'm like, no, you're gonna have to cut the whole thing out. So at least I'm doing this in one emotional block, so I only have to do it once.
Oh, guys, this chili meat is actually quite terrible.
I did warn you.
Yeah, it's awful. I'm gonna drink it, but oh boy.
And it's meat, so it costs like 3 times as much as other alcohol.
Yeah. Who drinks this?
Oh. Tanager quickly, finishes as much as he can with his alcohol bucket, and he says, I'm sorry, how much did you say that cost?
Well, everything goes on the tab, so we don't have to worry about small cash.
I need to see the sticker price.
It's taken out of your wages.
That's more worrying.
Yes.
What the guild does is basically just work for booze.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's also a really good party space upstairs, which I definitely have not been renting out as a club in my off time.
Anyway, as Nusi continues to serve you drinks, she turns around and looks at Nesgrax and goes, oh, by the way, I think I remember something arriving here for you earlier. Hang on a sec, let me just go get it. She wanders off into the back room, comes back with a small box and also a letter. She says, oh yeah, this arrived for you as well. I can't quite tell who it's from. It's sealed with a wax seal. Mm-hmm. But other than that, you can't really tell anything about that from the opening. But the box itself has Nesgrax's name written on it in very fancy purple ink.
Ooh.
Nesgrax, do you open the seal?
Yes, of course. I take out my little knife and I cut it open.
Ooh.
And I open the box.
Before Nesgrax does that, Tanager would like to move his hands to detect good and evil, and then quickly start laughing because he doesn't know how to do that. Go on, Nessie, cut it open.
All right.
After you're done paying attention to that little wax seal, I pull a Mel from Taskmaster and I stick it in my pocket.
Pull a Mel from Taskmaster.
It's okay.
Okay. I don't know what that means.
In the UK, there's a TV show called Taskmaster, and in series 4, there's a TV presenter called Mel Gedroich, who used to present Bake Off, who always took the wax seal from the tasks and put it in the pocket to melt down later.
I see.
Interesting.
Okay.
I didn't know it would get explained. I just own the seal.
Because that's what we're all about, explaining the references.
Sorry. I'll make less references this episode.
No, it's okay.
I open the box.
Opening the box, you see a very fancy belt. So it seems to be some form of leather. It's encrusted in a number of jewels. And there is a separate note inside that. Well, inside the box.
Okay. Oh my goodness, look at this belt. It's ridiculous. It's so fancy. Oh, I haven't seen anything like this in so long. Oh, look, a note. Oh, I better read this note and see if there's any strings attached to this belt.
Well, this note, Nesgrax, is from your Uncle Algernoth.
Uncle Algie.
Listeners, just to catch you up on a few bits and pieces, Nesgrax and also the Fire Breathing Kittens Guild have occasionally come across a seedy organisation known as the HHO. Now, a couple of episodes ago in Dinner Party, Nesgrax agreed to become a sort of a double agent and feed information to the HHO to try and get, within their ranks, to get trusted and to try and find out what HHO actually stands for.
That's my main motivation, yes.
Yeah, that's your character arc for this entire season. So what sort of, I'm just going to preface this by saying, what sort of information have you been feeding their direction? You had your uncle as the go-between because you're still not a fully fledged member because, as we found out in the Sting, the actual joining process is quite tedious.
Mm-hmm.
So what sort of information have you been putting that way? Is it true information, false information? What sort of grapes have you been throwing?
It's going to be a hybrid of true information mixed with falsehoods that are, that will help ingratiate myself into the organization. So I want to give them some true stuff so that they can, verify it, but then make the details false, but make it seem like I'm on their side and I'm working, with them and everything. So, I'll be we went to what's the crepe restaurant called again?
Tastes Like Crepe.
Tastes Like Crepe. So we went to Taste Like Crepe, for some brunch, and while we were there, I took some money out of the register. Don't tell anyone.
There were 2 silver pieces and a dead mouse.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It was just a dormouse that was sleeping.
Olive ate the mouse.
Oh, no. Yutun's going to be so sad. After her waitress, the dormouse, died, she got a little pet dormouse that she kept in the cash register, and she would pet it every time she put a silver in the drawer. And remember, what was her name? Oh, God. Mila or something like that? Oh, no. Menendley.
Oh, I thought it was just a random mouse. I didn't realize it had any sentimental value.
Oh.
Okay. Never mind. Olive didn't eat the mouse.
Olive would have, because she doesn't know.
Yeah, she wasn't there.
Oh, yeah, she wasn't there.
Okay, so the note itself reads along the lines of, "Oh, Nesgrax, my boy, you've done such sterling work for us. I thought you might appreciate a taste of your old life. So here you are. It's some of the finest belts available right now. It's the off-season, so it was a deep discount. I hope you'll appreciate this. It even has the ability to let you know which way north is at all times. It's good fun. I've tried it out myself. I keep getting lost. But not anymore with this belt, courtesy of Brian's Belts." I think Algernoth has got a sponsorship deal going on with Brian's Belts.
They do make good belts, I have to say.
They're the best.
Use the offer code ALGIE. That's ALGIE. ALGIE at checkout.
Algae 45.
Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, I guess it's some sort of a magic belt from my Uncle Algie. Great. Okay, I'll try it on. And I put it on.
It looks really good. So it's... Well, I'll let you describe it, Nesgrax. What do you want it to look like?
I want it to be a wide belt, pretty thick. And I'm wearing it around my Nicomewe Community College hoodie. So it looks a little weird just wearing a belt around a hoodie like that.
Or is it like a long hoodie so it goes down to your knees? So it kind of works as a...
Yeah, it sort of goes down sort of mid-thigh almost. And so it creates a waistline, which is nice.
Yeah.
And yeah, it fits really well, and he's really proud that he's using like the most inner notch because he's conscious about that stuff. And so it's a thick belt, lots of jewels. It's pretty gaudy, actually. It sort of looks like something Garth Brooks would wear or something like that.
Yeah, there's a reason it was on sale.
Tanager is intensely jealous. Yes, you look great, Nezzy. That's a beautiful belt.
I put my arms out and I spin around like I'm in The Sound of Music.
Do you need a new top for that? Like, some of my guests have left articles of clothing behind.
Oh, yeah, I think I probably do. I mean, this looks a bit weird with the hoodie and the belt combo.
Tanager will run upstairs, and then he walks downstairs, and then, like, a half-orc that nobody's met before is carrying a large trunk behind him. And it'll be like, that'll be all, Michael. Goodbye. And then he's like, okay. Yeah. They go, this is my spare clothes trunk. It's all much too large for me, but I think it might fit someone of your stature.
Oh, okay. Oh, great. Ooh, this is nice. And I take off my hoodie and put on a like a Renaissance style shirt, that we're always talking about, so little strands that I can tie up around the chest, and long billowy sleeves, and there's also like a leather vest in there, so I put on the leather vest and then put the belt around all of that, and it actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, I give him like a friendly smooch on the cheek, and I go like, there you go, now you're looking nice.
Olive is greatly enjoying this.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Olive is examining the other note, the one that was sealed with wax, which within it contains, it seems to just be a map of Nicomewe with a little X marked on a certain location and the sign, well, it's signed with a paw print.
Oh, no. Wait, does Olive know about this? No, she doesn't. She hands the note to Nesgrax and says, X marks the spot.
Oh. Okay. Well, this is odd. Was this addressed to me, this note?
No, that one was just came in, and...
Oh, okay.
But do I know that? Do I think they came together?
I'm going to say Nusi was instructed to, give it to you guys, but it wasn't addressed.
Okay.
Are we going on a treasure hunt?
Seems like it.
I've been conditioned to say this. I raise both my arms above my head and I say, treasure, and hop up and down.
Olive, will you be requiring a pirate costume?
Yes.
Yeah,
go for it.
All right.
Yeah.
I have a couple sashes upstairs I'll bring down, but there should be a number of flouncy shirts and leather pants in the larger than me guest spare clothes trunk that I've brought down.
Oh yeah, I'm like a foot taller than you, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a very moderately sized person.
Okay.
And also very slightly built, without muscle or, much bulk to me. So.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you're not like Phil from Hercules, the fat satyr. You're like.
No, I'm real attractive.
Okay. All right. Olive has lost 5 pounds and is no longer 240. Now she's 235. So she's still really obese for a 5'10" person. For her own personal health, she's trying to lose weight, but she's not going to let that get her down or affect her sense of self-worth. She's just going to try to walk more and eat smaller portions.
Eat smaller cats.
Yeah. Yeah.
Personally, Tanager loves Olive's body. Like, she works it, like, every time he's hung out with her. I do, like, for a totally separate reason, wish she would eat less cats. But, like, that's something me and her will talk about, like, at a separate period. But he quickly does one of his fast costume changes into, like, this is Nesgrax Day. So he's not going to upstage him, but... he also is going to wear a very fancy belt because he's like, I want some of this belt clout. Like, I will not have my belts be ignored today. And then brings down some matching sashes for himself and Olive so they can be like matching backup goons to Nesgrax.
Ooh, can they be black and white striped? That way they won't know how long our arms are.
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
Sorry, I'm just referencing too much today. Keep going.
Tanager like puts a note in a notebook because he's like trying to be a better adventurer. He thinks he's getting bored with being a cleric. He's not sure if his next level will be cleric. And he's like, look up arm length. Is that a monk thing? ?
Oh gosh, I hope not. That's like some body horror stuff there if I level up and my arms get longer.
I mean, that's what I always assume reach is.
Oh no, is that
You
going
just
to
turn
happen to
into
me?
Luffy from One Piece.
I've got some weird images in my head.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. So, just to recap, the map is a map of Nikamwe, but somewhere on the map is a paw print.
There's a little X which marks a certain spot.
Oh, okay.
I think you guys will probably know where it is. You've been around long enough. It's a local park, but the map itself is signed in the bottom corner with a paw print.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Well, hey guys, call me, OCD or something, but if there's an X on a map, I have to go there. So I think we should check it out.
Oh, naturally.
Treasure!
Treasure!
Olive is in.
We've already put on our pirate costumes.
Yeah.
I'm not going to change again unless someone asks me to.
We all look great, so let's just strut our stuff. And I throw open the doors, and in the background you can hear like ba-da-bum-ba-dum, bum-bum-bum, ba-da-bum-ba-dum, bum-ba-da.
Walking out of the door side by side, you all put on sunglasses at the same time.
Yeah.
It looks awesome. In slow motion.
So cool.
You can tell by the way I use my welcome brain. You tap tap.
Guys, should we get a real quick portrait taken of us?
Don't worry, I have my own orc slave. He's doing a video of us right now, so don't worry.
Hey, look, if you think my slaves can get out of my bedroom, then you have not looked deep enough into my bedroom.
Olive is a bit concerned about the slavery stuff, and is going to look at her friends and be like, you guys have slaves?
No slaves.
Well, I have a very good friend who has a very particular set of hobbies, I'll put it that way.
Okay. All right. I was reconsidering what I considered food, and I think slave owners is on the list, so.
Oh, no, this is a very specific type of friendship I have with my S words.
All right.
You canonically have this conversation as you wander through the Nikamwe city streets. It's a really nice day.
Yes,
The sun is shining.
The guy who was carrying that trunk, like, he really enjoys just doing favors for me. Like, yes, it makes my life convenient, but it really, like, helps him out in a certain way.
You're paying him in exposure.
I'm paying in treating him poorly, which is a currency which he highly values.
Yeah.
So I go into the specifics of Dom-sub relationships as we continue walking down the street.
Olive is educated and then decides that your current situation does not make you on the food list. It seems pretty consensual, so she's cool with it.
As you walk down the streets, it's a lovely day. The sun is shining. It's cool but bright. We haven't quite reached the heat of the day yet, so it's not too bad. There's a scent of salt coming from the sea. It's very nice. It's one of these days where you relish being outside. And as you reach the park in question, the one which had the little X on the map, you see a figure just sitting down on a blanket in the center of the park. As you draw closer, this particular person appears to be quite a relaxed, sleepy tortoiseshell tabaxi. This is in fact your good friend Beans.
Olive recognizes Beans. Hey, Beans, Olive says.
Oh, hello, Olive. You got my note. Wonderful.
Oh, that was your note.
Yeah. So Beans welcomes you and goes, "All right, everybody. Look, I made a picnic for us. It's not much, but I found some fish and some more fish. And honestly, I'm not sure what you guys like to eat, so I just got some more fish."
Oh!
Wow.
Olive's favorite food is fish.
Tanager looks to Olive and then is like, "Olive, don't you have those fancy cooking equipment you're always talking about? Like, can't you potentially cut some of the scales off of our lovely host's bounty that he's brought us?"
Yes. All right. So what I'm going to attempt here is create a gourmet meal. It has a DC of 15 with cook's utensils. I think this is really fun. It's only a 1 gold piece item. And it says cook's utensils activities. Create a typical meal with DC 10. Create a gourmet meal with DC 15. So I'm rolling a straight D20. I failed to create a gourmet meal, but I could create a typical meal. So I take my knife and I make some sushi. Yeah? Is sushi normal or gourmet? Oh, I know. I just chop it into squares and pour some soy sauce on it, call it tuna tartare, and put it in a bowl.
Hey.
That's not gourmet at all.
So Beans looks at you and goes, "Oh yeah, I forgot you guys did that. Oh, it looks quite tasty, but I think I'll just stick with the regular fish. But no, I'm getting distracted. Anyway, the reason I wanted you to come here was I've got a little favor to ask of you, just because." And at this point, he pulls out what can only be described as a big flip chart with badly written words of my presentation, but some of the letters are backwards and it's not quite spelled right. And it says by Beans.
Beans, I'm so proud of you. You've learned past the letter H.
Oh yeah, he's been spending a lot of his time learning letters. Not all of them are right, but he's trying.
Tanager politely sits down, and kind of looks at everyone, like, why are you being rude? Someone's putting on a presentation. Let's watch.
Olive sits down. She's so proud of Beans. Have you been learning from Dr. Crud III?
Oh yes, he's been very helpful with teaching me my letters and how to knock before breaking into places and all sorts of other things. I've mostly been picking up small items for him because he can't do that because he, big elephant man. It's been great fun. But anyways, the reason I called you here, and he flips over one of the pages, is so on my walks I've been noticing these weird tremors around the area, and he points to the first slide in inverted commas, which is a map of Nicomoy with some circles around certain areas. So I've noticed these, and I think they might be connected. See? And he pulls over the next one. So I think they might be caused, hear me out, by a giant worm.
Tanager nods, yes, go on. I understand.
Yeah,
this makes perfect sense.
Now, I've come across these before, and I'm 100% certain that a giant worm is causing all of these. So, what I would like you guys to do, because I unfortunately have other business to attend to, is to go and hunt out this giant worm, and if you can, get a picture. Because some other people I know are no, there's no giant worm, Beans. And I'm of course there's a giant worm. Why else would there be just this rumbling?
We're on a cryptid search.
Nods. But yeah, so I just need you guys to find this giant worm, and I know it's around this sort of area, and hopefully you can get a picture for me, and it'll be good. And
Okay.
your reward is the remaining fish.
Aha.
Tanager has been, like, deeply thinking, and, like, a number of times he's, like, opened his mouth to speak and then stopped himself. And then he can't help but say, do we know any giant birds? Because if anyone had a line on giant worms, it would be giant birds, right? Like, I know it's wild.
Thank you. This is the kind of thinking that I was going for, like, back when they were like, there's no giant worm beans, and I was like, we need a giant bird.
If there is a giant worm, and, like, I think giant birds have been confirmed, so, like, why not explore all possible options, whether there be a giant worm or not? If anyone was to know for sure, it would be the giant birds.
I mean, I think the issue is it's underground.
Interesting. Now, do we know any giant miners? Okay. We have a map of the locations where you believe that these tremors caused by the giant worms are.
Yeah, around about. I've noticed, like, maybe 3 or 4 different areas where, like, I seem to be noticing the tremors. If I, like, put my paws onto the ground, I can feel the noises. But I think it's around there. Nesgrax and Olive, would you mind just rolling me I guess the closest would be history check.
So while they're thinking about that, I'd like to just very casually ask them, like, so you're sure it's not just someone running the vacuum?
Yes, because I'm terrified of vacuums.
Okay, that makes sense. That tracks. I believe this.
I would know.
I got a 24.
Just a 12 for Olive.
Okay, Nesgrax, you've been obsessing about this particular area as of late. These points seem to encircle the location of the DGS HQ, which, as you know, stands for the Department of Homeland Security.
1 acronym down, 1 to go.
Oh my God. Guys, this point here on the map is where the DGS headquarters is, underground. Beans.
Oh my goodness, the Department of Giant Squishies? Where all of the large worms congregate?
Wait, so
what?
you're saying there's more than one giant worm?
You're doing... Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing an ignorant bit. The Department of Giant Squishies.
No. It's the DGS. It's the Department of Homeland Security. It's
that DGS.
Yeah, they're an authority group who is helping me with the investigation of the HHO. They're cool. But Beans, what I think, could it be possible that the tremors that you're discussing could be coming from this secret underground base?
Wait, so there's a secret underground base there with the giant worm. Are they in charge of it?
Well, Beans. No, I don't think there is a worm. I think maybe whatever is... Why did you think there was a worm in the first place? What led you to this conclusion?
Oh, it's a long story.
Do you know there's not a worm? Do you know all of the DGS worm counts?
Tanager sips from his flask.
Good point, yes.
But why are the giant birds so concerned about this if there's no giant worms? What about that? And Tanager sips from his flask.
See, the thing is, I've tried to ask the giant birds, but they keep running away from me. Which is weird, because you thought they'd fly. But no, they run.
Oh, God, just like giant birds.
Yeah, that is weird.
Question about DGS. Do you know they don't have any giant worms?
Exactly. We have not... just because we've proven that gnomes are involved, we have not disproven that giant worms are not running this whole situation.
Olive high fives Tanager. Exactly. We need to investigate this and somehow obtain a picture of whatever is there. Olive does not have any photography equipment. / what photography equipment exists in this fantasy world?
Yeah, that's my second question.
And why couldn't we take selfies with it earlier when we were walking out all cool? Because I definitely had this question 20 minutes ago.
Yes.
And I'm so glad it's become relevant again. Because whatever camera we get is immediately going to be half full of selfies.
Olive's got 266 gold. Like, where can a person buy a camera around here?
I think the closest we've got so far is a speedy oil painter.
There was one in All Work and No Play, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we still have that painting up in the guild hall of that time that... Was it Mocha and Crud? So maybe on the back of the painting we'll have the contact information for some of the speed painters in town.
Maybe.
Well, hold on a second. Do we need to go through all this rigmarole? I'm pretty sure it's just the DGS, and we won't need to take a picture of anything. So maybe we should just go check out the DGS. And
Tanager motions to his outfit and goes, "Oh, we don't need to take a picture of anything."
well, we can take a mental picture, Tanager. A mental one.
He quietly, clamps down his guffaw at that concept.
As we're walking through the streets away from the park, Olive is going to spend a gold to get some paper and a quill pen. Quill pen? No. Charcoal writing pencil.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Is Beans with us?
No, Beans was hanging out at the picnic, just finishing off all the fish you didn't eat.
Okay.
And then has to pack up, and Beans has their own things to do.
Okay, guys. Listen, I think the best way to get to the DGS is we have to go to this pub. It's a gnomish pub. It's called the
Hanging Thread.
The Hanging Thread. Thank you, Olive. Well done. Yeah. So let's. What time is it about now?
Let's say mid-afternoon.
Mid-afternoon. So we got time to get a bunch of drinks in before we're allowed to go down into the DGS place.
I mean, that said, I think they'd recognise you.
Oh, so they'd be okay with it.
Well, okay's a different matter. They'd recognise you.
Okay. All right. So yeah, let's head over to the Hanging Thread, and we'll that's the part where we take a chair down a trapdoor into the HQ of the DGS.
So this DGS.
Mm-hmm.
I've never encountered them before.
No.
I've heard rumors, but...
Yes.
What's their deal? Are they cool, or...?
Yeah, they're pretty cool. They're a bunch of gnomes, and...
One of them is cooler than the other. Detective Inspector Devito called Bendix the Help, right in front of him, so Olive hasn't forgiven him for that.
Do they party? Or...
No.
I haven't seen any parties. They do have a roller coaster system.
Yeah.
In their HQ.
Well, that's kind of fun.
Yeah. It's for transportation, but I'm sure that they use it when they're done with work. They probably just go on joyrides. That's what I would do anyway.
Well, okay, just make sure to signal what the vibe is, because, I don't know these guys,
Don't worry.
Sometimes when you get invited over somewhere and you don't know anyone, it's awkward because you're oh, what do I do?
I hear you. Don't worry. It'll be fine. Let's go. Let's have. It'll be. We've done this before. They're cool. Let's do it. Let's just figure out where all this shaking is coming from, right?
Okay.
It's the exact opposite of not knowing someone at a party. You're at a party with two people, you're at a bar with two people who have been to that bar before and can show you all the cool hidden chairs that go into the ground and take you to a secret organization. It's like Kingsman, but you're with someone who's been there before and who knows which wall to flip around.
All right, super sick. I'm way down.
Okay, cool. In a very stylish montage, you, in slow motion with sunglasses on, walk over towards the gnomish quarter of town, where all the buildings get progressively smaller.
Olive is sketching Tanager's outfit and the sunglasses. She's really bad at it. This is her first time sketching. The proportions are kind of body horror. Okay, keep going.
It's okay. You can be an impressionist.
Yeah.
Tanager loves it regardless. Any image of him, regardless of quality, is sacred and beautiful to him. So he, just to make sure the party's even, gives Olive a little friendly smooch on the cheek and goes, "Oh, thank you for drawing me, Angel."
Olive genuinely admires someone who is not afraid of pictures of themselves. Like, whew. I wish I had that self-confidence.
Darling, you just need to find the one thing that makes you feel self-confident. For me, it's beautiful jewelry and fine clothes. For you, maybe it's like self-confidence in volleyball or your monk thing. Or, honestly, you've got some really powerful f***ing thighs. Oh, gotta go. No. You've got some really powerful thighs. You should be proud about those.
All right. She keeps sketching you and is learning to appreciate beauty. You're a good teacher for that.
Yay! Positivity. You arrive at the hanging thread, and opening the door, it's very much the same. I think, Nesgrax, you see the exact same 3 gnomes sat in the far corner playing gnomish bridge, which has rules that exist separate to regular bridge, and that's how you get flushes in bridge.
Yeah.
I seem to remember.
Yes.
The bartender looks at you and goes, "Hey, don't I know you from somewhere?"
Hey, yeah, it's me. It's Nesgrax. We were here not too long ago. We needed some dingleberry
Graveyard
graveyard
Sambuca.
sambuca, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, hang on. Let me just check my list. He ducks down below the bar, comes up with a short list, and goes, yeah, you're on here. Oof. Well, that didn't go well for you, did it? Anyway, yeah, I'll send you down. It's all right.
Okay.
So take a seat. I'll waive the cost.
Oh, cheers. Okay. Yeah, everyone take a stool by the bar, and it'll lower us down.
Olive crawls through the 3-foot-tall ceilinged room on her hands and knees, looking a lot like a crocodile that someone has dressed up like a cat wearing clothes, uncomfortable, and ready for this to be over.
Okay.
And Tanager joins her.
Yes.
Sitting on your lap for comfort.
There's not room for that. There's no room in here. I'm so claustrophobic.
Oh, Tanager knows how to make room. He's sitting on a number of laps of a number of different species. So he sort of like side saddles like between your much larger legs, and then like puts an arm around your shoulder and kind of like kicks his legs up and puts like his free arm like on his thigh and like puts his little fingers up to point his chin up and go like, "Ready for the ride, Olive?"
Olive's head is bowed so that it doesn't scrape the ceiling, and she just keeps her eyes closed.
Tanager would definitely tickle her.
Great.
All right. The bartender pulls the lever for Dingleberry's graveyard sambuca, and the stools begin to lower into the ground.
Oh, my spine straightens as it lowers.
Yeah, that arm around Olive's neck becomes like much more tight as he's like, "Oh no, I'm definitely too light for this."
See, it's only now I'm like considering it's really easy to fall off these stools if they're being like lowered through like 100 feet.
They could be lowered into a telephone booth so that as the stool comes down, there's a wall on both sides.
Yeah, there's like a tube or something for safety purposes, or there's a rail to hang on to.
Well, it also serves as like a security mechanism of like, hey, if you don't know how to sit on the stool when it goes down, you might come loose and get your head knocked around a tube, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want anyone coming down here who can't sit on a stool.
Right? If you don't know how to sit on a stool correctly.
Okay, heading down into the frankly enormous domed cavern. Once again, you see the tubes of the GTS, the pneumatic tube system, spaghetti-like, going every which way, coming from one central carousel. You see a number of gnomes walking around doing their job. You see a couple of the members of the squat team.
Brilliant. Just get them all out.
Yeah, I'm just getting them, getting them going.
If you've got like a list, just say the list. Just
I'm
go
just
through
rattling them
it. Okay.
They're climbing into a tube, ready to go to one of their new missions. And as you lower down onto the ground floor, walking up to you is once again Detective Inspector Devito. Walks up to you. He's 2 feet tall, has thinning black hair and a beard, and he looks not quite mad, not quite disappointed, somewhere in that reign of these people.
Olive has a similar expression.
Oh, this guy. This guy. So he walks over to you as you land and goes, "Oh, so I heard that you guys were heading down. What's the big deal?" And he looks at Tanager and goes, "Who's this guy?"
Oh, this is our friend Tanager. He's cool.
You do know we're meant to be like a secret organization, right? You know, it's not great if you bring your friends over.
Don't worry.
If there's one thing Tanager is, it's quiet, reserved, and a very good secret keeper.
Yeah, exactly.
I've never spoken about the Order of the Secret Dragon, nor the Hidden Grove of the North.
I did tell a tabaxi about this, but he's also going on about giant worms, so I don't think anyone will believe him.
What, giant worms?
Yes, where are your giant worms? I understand you have a number of giant worms.
Oh, yes. Could you clear something up for us, Devito? Do you employ any giant worms as DGS agents?
Where are your giant worms?
I mean, what sort of question is that?
It's just a question.
It seems like a question you dodged to protect your scores of giant worms.
He gestures to Tanager and goes, "Seriously, this guy's cool." Like,
I'm going to try to make a persuasion check to play the fool. I'd be like, "Oh, don't worry about this guy. He's just a big goofball. He's just worried about giant worms."
okay, that's more of a performance check, but go for it.
Oh, yeah, no, I'll do performance. Do.
First roll of the game. Wait, no, all those history checks. Never mind.
Fifth roll of the game.
Okay. Do. That's a 14.
You're fine, whatever. I mean, if these guys trust you, I don't trust anyone, but you know, I'm keeping my eye on you.
Have you been burned before, Devito?
What is this question detective day? I thought that was in August.
Oh, is it Question Detective Day?
It's Question Detective Day. Oh no, I got my dates mixed up.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I'm such a fool.
No, there's one of those in May and another one in August.
And it's currently
Like March.
March?
March-ish? Who knows?
Yeah, it's March. I definitely know what day it is.
We don't get a lot of sunlight down here.
Yeah, sunlight would hurt the worms. Gotta protect their skin.
I mean, you guys with the worms,
There's like a giant worm with like a mustache and a hat and a badge crawling by in the background.
like, morning.
He's like, "Hey, Dave."
Oh, accounting, right?
Yeah.
Those numbers. Cool. But I feel like Tanager has successfully fallen into the background, so the people who actually know what's going on, if you want to point me in a direction. I also have calm emotions now, if we get too spicy in our questioning of their secret cache of worms.
Okay, Devito seems not quite mad, just a bit peeved. He just says, "All right, let me take you to my office. I can give you the rundown, I think, of probably what you're talking about."
Yes, take us to your worm leader.
Look, my back is hurting, okay? I need to sit down.
Do you want some healing?
No, I need to sit down.
Oh,
Hang on.
You need some yoga.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like I need any more stress in my life.
Yoga's not
Oh, it's
stressful.
very-
Yeah.
It's very relaxing, yeah.
Tanager offers this to many people, but he thinks it will actually land this time. He passes his flask to this detective. Like, would you just like some very strong alcohol?
Oh, finally, someone who speaks my language.
There we go, bud. I pull out my backup flask and go, you can have that one.
What's that, chili meat?
Oh, yeah. Only the most expensive.
Oh, yeah, that's good stuff. Okay, I think we're... let me give you the 411 on what I think it is you're on about. I mean... Oy.
We're driving him to drink more.
I prefer to call it ambling towards alcohol.
Devito walks you over towards his office. It's a couple of doors down from the pub shoot. You pass the squat team who have all run out coughing because someone lit a flash grenade in their midst. And he ushers you inside. Sitting at his desk, he pulls up a map of the tunnel system and he points to a certain area and go, okay, look, I think what's been going on is we've been trying to expand some of these tunnels. You know, we've been using some like digging equipment and we've just been trying to, you know, clear this area so we can, you know, open up a new line for the GTS. So maybe that's what you guys are talking about. Actually, since you guys are here, I've got, you know, maybe a little job for you. I was looking for some schmuck to do it, so you guys are, you know, the best schmucks I know.
Wow, that's saying something.
Is it?
Okay.
Oh, tell me about it. He presses.
What you got?
He wanders towards the door, opens it, and goes, "Hey, come in here." And an even smaller gnome. He's about 1'10". He's very small. Wanders in. He's wearing a deep red waistcoat and a cream tunic beneath that. He looks like quite well read. He's got a small pocket watch hanging from his one pocket, and he's got a handkerchief in his breast pocket. He goes, "This is our resident archaeologist. His name is Bilbo Bananigans." And
Okay.
he's been running point on our tunneling system, and we need him. He's called a halt to the whole thing because of some weird things that he's found. So, if you don't mind, would you just go and escort him over that direction so we can, you know, get to drilling again?
We'll protect you from the giant worms, Bilbo Bananigans.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yes, this is absolutely giant worms.
Do we want to keep that voice?
Nesgrax is still laughing. During this whole speech, he's been laughing at Bilbo Bananigans. So he's just like, okay, yes, I'm in. Let's do it. I will help Bilbo Bananigans.
Anyway, that's fine. As far as I know, it's completely safe down there. But you know, it's a weird place.
Okay, all right. Well, Mr. Bananigans, guess you should lead the way.
Yes, that's absolutely fine.
He even sounds funny. You're my favorite person, Bilbo Bananigans, ever.
Anyway, I will lead the way. So, archaeologist Bilbo Bananigans leads you out of the detective's office and takes you all towards a new tunnel, which is covered in scaffolding and has a big, almost like it's like a police line across it saying "Do not enter, unsafe." He goes, "All right, everybody, just put on these Hard hats for safety.
Okay, I will. I put on a hard hat.
Tanger's
Okay.
not excited, but puts on a hard hat.
It clashes with the outfit that he's wearing.
So, my literal pirate outfit.
Yeah. Oh man, that's right. Olive is standing there in leather pants, a black and white striped shirt, and a hard hat. Does the gnome hard hat fit on our heads?
Not very well. It's like a fez.
So we're
like,
all
in
wearing
terms
these
of
tiny
size.
hard hats.
Okay, Tanager takes it off. Like, this will not protect my head in any meaningful manner, and I will not wear it.
So we're legally required to get you to wear them.
You're legally required to provide PPE that protects the worker and is in their size.
Have you never heard of the space program? They only have one female spacesuit.
Is that true?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, wow.
I think they, yeah, I think as far as I
Spacesuits
know.
have genders?
Oh, yeah. It's more of a size thing.
What? I'm offended.
I-
Probably,
I think they've only got one
I put
medium.
my helmet back on.
probably for the P tube. All right? We would need different P tubes.
No,
Well,
you don't need the
arguably-
spacesuit for space. This is getting out of hand. You don't need Pichus for spacewalks.
I think they would have thought of everything.
Maybe, yeah, but
What if you're out there for like a really long time? You can't sorry guys.
Officially, I think there's diapers, right? That you wear inside suits like that.
That makes sense, yeah.
Well, we'll put it up in the chat. Vote P-tube or no P-tube.
Educate us about space. We only know about medieval fantasy.
Does
Anyway,
the plate mail have a P-tube?
I'm wearing my tiny construction helmet, and I found some tiny safety goggles that are really small, but I'm wearing them.
I guess I'll change my pirate vest to a tiny construction vest.
is it like a reversible one, so you just turn it inside out, but
Yeah.
pirate
I'll
on
just
one
flip it
side,
inside out.
construction on the other?
I want to look like the village people, but just one of them by the end of this.
It's okay, they glow in the dark. The hard hats, that is.
Ooh,
It's so we don't
Well,
need to carry lanterns.
clever.
And also for parties.
Yeah, we were talking about that. We thought you guys might like to cut loose after a long day at the DGS.
Oh yes, but safety first.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Anyway, are you all ready to go?
Absolutely.
I was born ready, Bilbo Bananigans.
Sure.
Really? I was born screaming.
Oh, bananigans. You cad.
I've committed to the voice.
You better stick with this voice.
I've got to see it through.
I pray I never get married, but if I do, I'm going to need you to officiate my wedding.
In that voice. Yeah, I'll do it. Okay, so serious archaeologist Bill Bananigans leads you into the darkness of the new tunnel. As he mentioned, your teeny tiny gnomish hard hats light up once you get into the darkness, so there is no need for dark vision or anything like that. It's all very safe so long as you keep them on your massive, relatively heads. You walk for about an hour. The tunnel seems quite quiet. There is quite a lot of echo as you walk, which is good in a tunnel. I learned a couple of years ago in a mine.
Wait, it's good if it echoes?
Yeah, because that means the sound can reverberate around. If there's no echo, that means there's a possibility of a cave-in somewhere.
Really?
And
Ooh.
yeah,
Oh.
it's really weird when you're there.
I just remember it being incredibly quiet. I went into a mine one time and it was so quiet you could hear your heart beating. And it was super freaky because it's dark and you can hear your heartbeat. And you can't hear it. Just the lack of noise. Okay, but keep going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't make a sound to make an echo.
I think it's that way around. Otherwise, it's the other way around.
I was not going to stay there long enough to find out. Went into a mine, was like, nope, went back out. I was like, done it. Moving on.
No, wait, you walk through the darkness. There are echoes or not, depending on which one's safe.
No, it's like a gravelly ground and
Yeah. Yeah, it's fairly featureless. It's quite a tall tunnel because we need to get quite a lot of different pipes through. It's about an hour's walk until you reach the end of the tunnel, which just comes to a sheer wall with not quite a landslide, but there's some loose rock around the place. And walking over to it, Bananigans says, "Okay, this is where we stopped mining. Because as we went, I noticed some strange markings on the wall, and I just wanted to make sure that we weren't destroying anything, old. Because we, as archaeologists, have a responsibility to preserve all this."
Understood. So, I'm sorry, Mr. Bananigans. You're
Dr.
an archaeologist.
Bananigans? I studied
yes, I
for
was
this.
going to say, I should be calling you Dr. Bilbo Bananigans.
I mean, ideally, yes, but I'm not so much of a stickler.
Are you a junior, or are you the first of your name?
Oh, I've never really thought about it. I was adopted.
Oh, no, then really, I mean, formally, I should be calling you Dr. Bilbo Bananigans the First.
I mean, you don't have to.
Okay, but I will.
okay.
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 Tanager!
Yes, Tanager?
Oh, we were all just saying things and I haven't said anything in a while, so...
Oh, okay.
I thought it'd be funny because everyone was like, okay, and then I was like, Tanager! That's a good
It echoes on the mine walls.
So where are the giant... No, there's no giant worms down here. It's just something else that's mysterious.
Just these markings. Let's investigate these markings. See what the good old Dr. Bananigans is talking about here.
I sort of mumble under my breath in giant worm markings.
Okay, let's investigate. Everyone, please make me an investigation roll.
Oof.
5. I'm not Pidge anymore.
11.
10.
Nesgrax, what was yours?
10.
Okay, 5, 10, and 11.
Expert detectives.
None of you are trained archaeologists, so it's okay. Olive, you walk over towards where Bananigans gestured to look at some weird markings. They're nothing you've ever seen before. The writing is very wiggly and doesn't seem to follow any particular pattern.
Really? It's not like in lines or...
Well, there are lots of wiggly lines, but I mean, I guess all writing is wiggly lines in one way or another.
Is it in a line with a gap and then with another line of it?
Do they have repeating symbols or patterns?
Yeah, because this could just be scratches from a giant worm if it's completely random.
Or this could be the language of the giant worms.
Yes, if it's written in lines. I must know.
How smart are these worms?
Okay, it's quite a short burst of wiggles. That would be a good album, wouldn't it be? Like a short burst of wiggles.
Short burst of wiggles. That sounds like a children's album.
Yeah.
Or like a really, really intense EDM album.
Is it scratched into the wall or is it painted?
It's painted.
Okay, so it's definitely not like... I was picturing the worm moving through this tunnel, scratching the sides of it. Okay, but it's painted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Worm bit aside, I was picturing like carved into the wall. But if they have paint, like that denotes some level of culture.
Mm-hmm.
So
meanwhile,
can,
Tanager, I will let you know what you find. You are examining the wall on the other side of the tunnel, and you're looking at the rock because, I don't know, you found some rock that looks fun. So the rock of the wall just looks like plain, dark, boring rock, but then it seems to become a bit lighter, and it definitely looks as though it's been started to be carved in certain areas, so that there definitely seems to be a lot more curvature to some of the carving. That definitely looks more deliberate than just random wiggles.
Okay, I'm gonna look at like what they were starting to carve and look for any sort of symmetry in the rest of the room. Like, was this the first thing in this sort of pattern that they tried to create, or was this just like, oh, they started to do this on this other wall? You know?
Well, if you follow some of the lines, it seems to just go up and following the curvature of the tunnel around to the other side.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna alert this to my party and just kind of like motion like, hey, look at this curve, and then try to see if there's any bits that are broken, because I do have mending. So I could try to like, what would this look like if it was whole, if there are any broken pieces?
Yeah, well, there are a couple of chips taken out of it, but it's just the change in the rock. So, and there's there's evidence of deliberate carving. So it looks as though it was being started to be carved, but it's not a full, complete whatever it was.
Okay.
We said this was like a good sized tunnel.
Yeah.
So would it have? So I'm trying to think like what sort of equipment someone would have needed, like a humanoid type person, to be able to start writing on one side and go all the way up the roof over to the other side. Like, would they have needed a giant ladder, or would they have been able to just like reach if they were tall enough, or what?
Or a paintbrush on a stick.
Or a paintbrush on a stick.
How tall is the ceiling?
I really hate when you ask me measurement questions.
Okay,
And-
is the ceiling much taller than our arms can reach?
No, I would say that it's about 10 feet high, let's say.
Our arms can't reach the ceiling when we're standing up.
But it's not like impossibly tall that you
No.
couldn't do it with a ladder or something like that.
And one quick question, the sort of like curving, like there's stuff painted on the walls and there's stuff carved. Do they seem to be from the same source, or is like the stuff that was painted before and the carving is just from when the gnomes started to carve out this tunnel?
Give me a history check for that sort of information.
Okay. That's only a 12.
A 12. Well, you can certainly see that both seem to be quite curvy and wiggly, so maybe they've... And also they're pretty much in the same place, so you reckon they're probably connected somehow.
Okay, cool. So these are probably from the same source.
Nesgrax has gone with the very, very formal Dr. Bilbo Bananigans the first. I'm just going to say Bananigans, because that's fun.
Do.
Did you say that you were carving this tunnel, or is this a tunnel that you encountered?
No, this is a thing we encountered. We were mining through the tunnel, and we came across this, and I stopped construction because we found this evidence of some other thing, and we just need to excavate it properly, just to make sure it's nothing that we should be preserving.
So why are we here? What are we doing? Are we are we supposed to help
as you can see, I'm quite small.
Uh-huh.
Can't reach much.
We're your ladder?
And also, I'm quite weak.
Okay, Olive lifts you up onto her shoulders. I'm 5'10", so I could maybe get you like, you're 2 feet tall, so now you're 8 feet up in the air. Can you reach up and see the 10-foot ceiling? Doing my job.
Oh yes, some of these carvings look very intricate. Oh, this is definitely deliberate. I'm glad we stopped this.
It seems like you could have brought a ladder.
Tanager gets a little drunk and ornery and like looks deeper into the caves and kind of like knocks like a rock against the wall and goes like, Excuse me, whoever made these cave paintings, if you could come out and explain them, otherwise your lands will be carved into. I try to make as much noise as possible into the deeper caves.
Everybody roll initiative.
Yeah.
Actually, you joke, but that will be coming up.
Oh, okay.
As you bash a rock against the side of the tunnel and try and make as much noise as possible, it starts to echo throughout the tunnel. So the rock hits the side of the cave like, poof, and then a moment later you hear a poof, and then there's more poof, 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 as you hear a very strong rumbling coming towards your direction.
We found the giant worm.
Yeah, there
Yay.
it is.
Now, I will give you 1 round to prepare, but we will be rolling initiative.
Olive gets out her pencil. She promised she'd sketch it for Beans.
Oh, goodness.
I'm going to get my crossbow out.
I'm going to keep Bananigans on my shoulders.
This could be a fat 8 for Tanager.
A fat 8.
Or are we doing initiative now? Okay.
Yes, please. We'll do that as well while we're here.
Gotcha. Okay. Ooh. 4.
22. Woo, monk.
Noise. There you go.
Okay, Olive with a 22, Tanager with a fat 8, and what sort of size would you like your 4 to be, Nesgrax?
A moderate 4.
Moderate 4, okay.
I just got a juicy 8. Just dripping.
Okay, I'm going to give you 1 round to prepare for whatever's going to come through. So, Olive, how would you like to spend your free turn?
Wasn't kidding. I get out my pencil.
Okay. Tanager, how are you preparing?
I would like to be ready to cast Calm Emotions at whatever comes out of this tunnel.
Okay, so you're readying an action then?
Yeah.
Okay, Nesgrax.
I am going to use mold earth into part of the wall that it doesn't have writing on it, so that we have an escape area in case something comes flying down this tunnel and we need to get out of the way.
Okay.
Sort of like Independence Day when the dog jumps out of the fire that's shooting down the tunnel.
Yeah,
We all remember that scene, of course.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, as you all hear this great rumbling heading towards you, it goes... gets louder and louder and louder. And soon enough, a giant worm bursts out of the wall.
So Tanager screams, "It's actually a worm! I didn't think it would be a worm!"
So I say, "Quick, everyone, in my hole!" And I jump into the hole that I created in the wall,
Yeah.
in the side. Yeah.
And since he's on my shoulders, Bananigans comes with me.
Yeah, if possible, I drop my ready to action because Calm Emotion only works on humanoids, not giant worms. So
Not
I
worminoids.
can't cause this worm to chill out, so I will run to the hole.
And I believe Move Earth instantaneously excavates 1 5-foot cube. So that means that all 3 of us, like, it's really good that Dr. Crud III was not here because he is 5 feet wide. So I think all 3 of us fit, right? Or 4 Bananigans. I've got you, dude.
Yeah. I think
Okay,
we can all fit.
so this cube is like on the other side of just into one of the walls, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I should the worm bursts out perpendicular to the tunnel.
Perpendicular to. Okay. So
Yeah,
he's going through the
Crossways.
the walls. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. So we're in no danger. The worm is going across from us like a high-speed truck on a street that we were just about to cross. He just goes right in front of us. Is that right?
Well, not that high speed.
Okay.
The worm bursts through and manages to contort itself to confront the source of all this noise. And worms don't bellow, so it's like vibrating menacingly.
Okay.
Menacingly. Huh. Okay.
If you can vibrate menacingly, I reckon you could. So, Olive, you're first up in initiative order. I was thinking of the word. It's initiative.
Olive's in the 5-foot excavated area with Bananigans.
Okay, it's the worm now. And the worm, as you can imagine, can quite easily burrow through rock.
Yep.
So the worm's going to dive directly at all three of you.
Yep. 4 Bananigans.
Okay, yeah. So make a dexterity saving throw, all three of you.
14.
8.
12.
8, 14, and 12, is that right?
Correct.
Let me just roll for...
Bananigans.
Gonna be doing that all night. Okay, the worm lunges towards the three of you. You try and jump out of the way, but like a bowling ball, it shoots through the midst of you as you dive out of the way, and you all get hit and flung off to the side, and you all will take 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh.
It is not friendly.
Tanager, your turn. The worms just barrel through you like a bowling ball.
Sorry, one more time?
So the worms barrel through you like a bowling ball. You've tried to dive out of the way, but you've gotten hit like in the legs.
Oof.
And you've started like just been thrown free.
He needs those for jumping, you mean worm.
Yeah, how bad does this situation look? Like, if this worm, like, we had our hiding spot, this worm directly attacked us immediately. Is this sort of should we run, or, like, how intimidated is Tanager by this scene?
Oh, I think that's up to you.
If Olive gets a vote, she will point out that she has 31 HP. That's down to 21 now. So
Yeah.
that's a third of her health. Yeah.
Tanager is going to then cast Mirror Image to just create a bunch of, like, illusions of him, and then yell, like, all right, everybody scramble. Maybe we back up and, prep for a giant worm. So then he will go back to making a bunch of noise. So all of my things like mimic my action. So if this thing's attracted to noise, I'm going to like put myself in danger, but hopefully it'll attack one of my mirror images that seems to also be making noise. And there's enough echo to where maybe they can't like exactly tell where it's coming from. So like,
All right, nice.
anyone who's not me, and I mean that like as I'm casting my mirror image, get out of here.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I just got it. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Okay, so you make mirror images of yourself, and all of them. How do you want? Do you want to like bang rocks into walls, or just clap rhythmically, or just shout insults?
If they all take like the exact action that I'm taking, then I'm just going to smash a wall. If each one can do its own thing, then yeah, some are going to be clapping, some are going to be dancing, some are just going to be yelling like, worms suck, beetles are cool.
Sounds like you've done this before.
Yeah, this is not the first time I've yelled at a bug for being lame.
Okay, I'd say the worm definitely seems a bit confused with all the commotion going on. It kind of writhes and wriggles and turns what you think to be its head, well, it's the end with the teeth, towards all the noise. Nesgrax, with your moderately sized 4.
So how big is this worm actually?
Relative to the tunnel. I know you
Relative
hate
to the
numbers.
tunnel.
Yeah, is this like an Alaskan bullworm? Like,
I wouldn't know. I will
Is
say
that a
it's
Tremors reference?
No, it was a SpongeBob, actually. The giant worm from that one, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, not that big, no.
Okay. So we're not, like, walking into its mouth big.
It's just shy of the tunnel. It can, like bend down. It is a worm. It can, like, bend over its head to go wibbly to fit the space it is. Because worms are liquid, I guess.
Podcast listeners, he's demonstrating.
Yeah.
It was a very good head wiggle.
I use a lot of hand movements.
Okay. I want to cast Enlarge Reduce at it, and I want to do Reduce, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, so you have to make a Constitution saving
Constitution.
If this
Beat a
works,
13.
let's fully reverse, and I'll just provide distraction and make, like, even more noise, and then the actual damage dealers just take this worm out. If we can freak it out with, like, if this thing has tremor sense and no actual senses, let's freak it out with noise, and then just beat it up while it is essentially blind for a worm.
throw. Nice.
Well, when you say it that way, it sounds really mean. How does Nesgrax casting a spell look now?
So this particular one is Verbal Somatic Materials with a pinch of powdered iron. Yeesh.
Like Salt Bay?
Yeah, okay, sure. So I reach into my component pouch, and I pull out the powdered iron, and I do a very dramatic, like, flourish, and I say the words, reductio ad absurdum, and see what happens.
Yeah. All the times you've practiced this on smaller worms, they've all gotten smaller. This worm, however, does not.
Oh no.
You feel the magic flowing out of you, and if this was a visual thing, you'd see little purple sparkles around the worm, and it would wibble its head as if to throw it off, and the purple sparkles would fizzle and fade, and it'd be like...
Dear God, it's some kind of magic worm.
Yeah. That's not good. Okay.
Anything else you would like to do with your turn?
I want to get back in my hole.
Well, it did just attack that. So is there any hole left, or were we thrown into the main tunnel by the burrowing?
Remember, we had a two-part plan of if that had worked, we fought. Otherwise, I had set up a pretty good escape.
So since there's no hole left for you to dive into, you should...
Yeah, maybe...
Should I just run?
Yeah, maybe just escape.
Okay,
Yeah.
I run.
Yeah.
I'm running back. Yeah.
Right? Your burrow is destroyed, there's a big worm, and
Yeah.
Tanager's providing noise distraction. Yeah.
No, good point. Yeah. No, I run back towards the DGS.
Okay, make a something, because my turn's next, right?
Yes, it will be your turn next.
Yeah, so as you start to sprint away, like, I'm gonna throw bananigans at you. So
Okay.
like a football, but with a gnome, and you have in the past proven yourself to be an excellent gnome receiver.
Yeah,
A gnomish quarterback.
that's true. I have.
This is something we've practiced.
Yeah.
Is gnome
Okay,
tossing.
cool.
So what do I need to roll, DM, to pass bananigans to Nesgrax?
Sleight of gnome, but that skill doesn't exist, so I will settle for sleight of hand.
It's beautiful.
Leisure de gnome.
I'm already drafting a letter to Wizards of the Coast.
17.
Okay, as if you've done this before, which you have.
We have.
Yeah. In a tight spiral, you throw the already quite panicking gnome over towards Nesgrax, who...
You're gonna be fine.
Nesgrax, make me an athletics throw for
Okey-dokey.
catching.
Sure. 10.
Okay, you fumble the catch a little bit, but you manage to hang on account of gnomes being... Well, this gnome is quite panicking, quite grabby. So as he flies through the air, his little hands are trying to grab anything that moves, which in this case is you.
Mm-hmm.
So you start sprinting off.
Let's go. Okay. Come on, Bananigans. We're out of here.
Naturally, he screams the entire way.
You guys get out first. I'll bring up the rear. And then I face off against the worm, stamping my feet because the possibility of tremor sense was brought up. And I'm going to try to make sure that Tanager is behind me, and I'm going to try to get everyone out, being like the target of attacks if that were to happen.
Tanager will always take someone else, like, potentially for a blow for him. But that whole mirror image is to provide a bunch of, like, cover images. So as, like, you get out of here.
So I don't have to be last.
Like, as soon as the last person's out, I'm going to leave a bunch of potential targets, and then my actual person is going to run out last. While, like, hopefully there's still echoes, and they might think that, like, that's one of me. So, like, if you want to do the brave thing, totally do it. But, like, you're good to run as well.
Well, what I want to do is pick you up. Because I have the ability to dash as a bonus action.
Oh, then...
Step of the wind. So the question is, how many people can I carry?
You've already thrown the gnome, and Tanager will always take uppies. So he puts his arms up and goes like, uppies, uppies.
I exchanged Bananigans for Tanager. Yeah, I want to give you guys a few head start rounds, you know. And then we'll make a lot of noise here and be able to catch up because I can step of the wind.
Could Tanager potentially try to kick off the ground a little with his mirthful leap to give her a little boost? So we just, like, full on leap away from this worm.
We could, yeah. So can I spend a key point, DM? Waggling your eyebrows doesn't tell me if I can or not.
For the listeners, we have an eyebrow waggle from the DM.
Yeah, it's an official DM eyebrow waggle. Brought to you by Brian's Belts. The best belt in town.
They're pretty okay belts. It's just Tanager, like, caught walking out of the bathroom.
Yeah, sure. I'm like, even though I play a monk, I'm not quite sure how they work, so go for it.
Okay, I'm gonna spend a
fun.
key point. I'm going to spend a key point to take the disengage or dash action as a bonus action on your turn, and my jump distance is doubled for the turn. Now, since I threw the gnome, I don't know how action economy works. Can I throw the gnome, catch the Tanager, and dash? Or, like, I don't know how much I have left. You've got one movement, one action, and one bonus action, so which ones have I consumed?
Well, the gnome is quite small, so I'll count that as a bonus action. Tanager is a bit bigger. We'll count that as a regular action. So you can move regularly.
All right, I'll just move regularly this turn then. Yeah, because my bonus action has been consumed. So I will move 40 feet that way, carrying the Tanager. Preparing to dash next turn.
All right, I'm going to give Miss Wormy McWormface, it's not his real name, I just thought a sense of identity would help. I'm going to give Wormy McWormface a attack of opportunity, but with disadvantage considering all the noise going on. Can feel the little pitter-patter of giant lizard feet. And
I'll bend Tanager around me so that I'm the one who takes the blow if one lands.
I'm going to assume, I mean, it's wrong to assume, but I'm going to ask, does a 24 hit? Actually, sorry, that was not with disadvantage.
I was going to say, with disadvantage, dying.
I ignore my own words sometimes. I have short-term podcast amnesia. Will a 15 hit?
15 will not hit because I leveled up to level 4. Woo!
Woo! Okay, as you sprint away, your monk reflexes allow you to dodge an incoming lunge attack from the giant worm. You feel it's... Are worms hot-blooded or cold? It doesn't matter. You feel the worm's breath on the back of your heels as it lunges after you. Okay, it is Wormface's turn. It's been really annoyed, like, not quite annoyed, but, you know, it's been woken up, it's been, you know, confused. You know when you wake up with a hangover and a load of people are making noise, you get real grumpy.
Happens to Tanager all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Tanager very grumpily. He's like, I've never been grumpy one day in my life.
So the worm rears up as much as a worm can rear up and dives over Olive
What?
to...
Attack of opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, as it sails over, or wheels over, you can probably punch directly up.
Heck yeah. I'm going to bite it.
Okay, well, technically, Olive's holding me. Can I also get an attack of opportunity?
Tanager can get a regular attack of opportunity. Olive, you're carrying Tanager, so you have disadvantage on yours, unless you want to use Tanager to hit the worm.
Oh, launch me.
I do not.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to let go of you because, well, I'll miss disadvantage. I'm not going to let go of you because then I'd have to pick you up again.
Then I will just try to smash, like a child being held by their mother. Like, I'm trying to wriggle out and, like, smash the worm going over me with my horns for a headbutt. I got a 15.
15. Your horns graze against the side of the worm as it sails past, doing no discernible damage. Olive.
I have a question about... I was 40 feet away because I, used my movement last turn to get away. So does that mean that it's going more than 40 feet in a round?
In
order to sail past me?
It dove after you. Dove, one of those.
Mm-hmm. Right, I moved 40 feet.
Yeah, it jumped, right after you, kind of slammed into the floor just behind you. So...
I think the length...
Then it can, it coils back up again to dive.
Okay, so if it's moving faster than I can, then the plan has to change from run away to we can't run away, we gotta murder, right?
Well, it's currently in midair at the moment.
Right, but Tanager, it moves faster than us. We can't get away. We've got to kill it. We got to put Bessie down.
Okay.
I liked the original plan. But
well, my all of my mirror images are still there because the Wormy McWormface did not attack them. So I know you're gonna hate this plan, but throw me back into the bundle of images. That's the safest place for me, and then I will distract it.
You're 5 feet tall, so I can't actually throw you.
Okay. But you're also.
I can set you down.
You also have declared yourself as obese. Could we, DM, this is some wackiness, could I try to mirthful leap off of her chest and, have her just take the impact and, allow me to jump backwards back? If it's too wacky, I understand.
Had it been your turn, I would have said absolutely.
Okay, well, that's our plan for next turn, is launch me back into the cluster of mirror images, I'll draw the worm's attention back, and then you guys can at least get it from behind.
Yeah, and then we'll take this worm down.
Yeah,
because if it's going to go more than 40 feet, Nesgrax can't outrun that, and I can't carry both of you.
As long as we're going to leave after this, I'll hammer it with guiding bolts and just use all of my lower level spells to give everybody advantage.
We've got a plan!
Yeah. Tanager is constantly drunk, but never without a plan. You don't get to be this drunk all the time without knowing how to handle yourself when a giant worm messes up your escape plan.
Yeah, let's do this.
Okay, well, catching back up with the worm in mid-leap, it's coiled itself and like a spring, I guess, pings forward over the top of Olive. Tanager tries to headbutt it to little success, and this very annoyed hungover worm is going to, between Nesgrax and Olive, as if through a cutscene, because we're getting towards the end of the first half.
Okay, I thought you were going to say reality, and I was like, not again.
Yeah.
Dives through reality, turns into, it's a wormhole, people.
No. Oh. It falls on you and everything becomes black.
No, it dives into the ground between you, and the floor starts to crumble from beneath you. Very quickly. Yeah, it's an adverb on an adverb. Very speedily. There we go. the floor begins to give way, and the hole gets wider and wider and wider. And Olive, you're running, but it's quite difficult to stop. And Nesgrax, you turn around, look, and you all plunge down into the darkness. End of cutscene. Thank you for joining us for this half of the Fire Breathing Kittens podcast. Joining us for this half were Nesgrax.
Hey!
Tanager.
Oh no!
And Olive.
You're getting... Great.
Bye.
Bye!
We hope that you're enjoying this episode of the Fire Breathing Kittens podcast. Please leave us a review on iTunes.com. You can subscribe to receive new episodes through your podcast player or by visiting firebreathingkittenspodcast.com or finding us on YouTube. Can you think of someone who might enjoy this podcast? Please share it with them. We don't pay to advertise this show, so the only way we can grow is through the support of listeners like you. Thank you. You can find more adventures on Amazon.com in the bookstore, Fire Breathing Kittens, all one word, podcast. That's right, you can curl up with a good book based on one of our podcast episodes. The authors do a really great job of adapting them into fun novels. We also have official merchandise on Redbubble.com. Yes, that's right, you really can own a notepad with the Fire Breathing Kitten logo on the front.
Welcome back to the second half of the Fire Breathing Kittens podcast. I'm just going to take a moment to talk directly to the audience and just go, how are you? Oh, that's good to hear. Oh, yeah, really? Oh, okay. Oh, nice. Well, it sounds like you're having a real good time. I'm happy for you. Anyway, joining us once again is Nesgrax.
Hi.
Olive.
Hi.
And Tanager.
Hi.
Now, the adventurers are in a bit of a sticky situation at the moment. They're currently falling through mid-air into darkness, although they do have some nice, shiny, glow-in-the-dark, teeny tiny little hard hats. So, just to remind us how we got to this point, Nesgrax, would you care to enliven us with what's been going on?
I'd be delighted. So we were all having a drink at the guild hall. We received a package and a letter separately. The package was for me. I opened it. It was from my uncle Algernon, and he gave me this cool belt. And then we also got a letter that had a map in it. It was signed with a paw print, and it had an X on it. So we went to the X, and we met our friend Beans, who's a tabaxi, and he was concerned about some tremors, some sort of minor earthquakes going on in the area. And he thought that it might be giant worms. But I recognized the area on the map that he was referring to as the headquarters of the Department of Gnomeland Security. So the three of us went down to the DGS, talked to Detective Inspector Devito, and he led us through a tunnel with a doctor named Bilbo Bananigans. And so we followed Dr. Bilbo Bananigans the First through the tunnel to some writing that was on the walls of this tunnel. And while we were inspecting that, Tanager decided to make some noise for some reason. And it attracted a giant worm who attacked us pretty much half to death. We tried to fight it, but we tried to run away, but it was too fast. And then it went down into the ground, and all of the ground has disintegrated beneath us, and now we're falling in a hole. Thank you.
Tanager would like to argue that he quickly found out what the issue was.
Yeah.
Well, the important thing is that you learned something.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you all wake up to a strange voice above you. You're lying on the floor. You're a bit worse for wear, but let's not bother with numbers. HP numbers. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
You've all landed on the floor, you've woken up, and there is a figure stood above you, seemingly inspecting you.
I pose.
What, on the floor? Like,
Yeah, just sort of like lay out a little bit.
hand behind the head, draw me like one of your French satyrs.
I put the head back, chest out, butt puffed, like a little hand behind my head. Like what you see, or you gonna introduce yourself, or should I go first?
The figure above you, who appears to have very pale skin, wide eyes and white hair, looks at you and goes...
Yes, same to you.
Now, the question is, do any of you understand deep speech?
Oh, no.
Nope.
Okay, this is going to be fun. How's everyone's non-verbal communication?
I can get a few things across. I don't know if it's beneficial to the situation.
I say I look around for Dr. Bananigans.
Dr. Bananigans is nowhere to be seen at the moment.
Ooh, instant distrust.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Okay.
that's really bad. I feel responsible for that.
For him escaping and leaving us down here? Betrayal.
Oh, yes, that's probably what happened. He's definitely not already been picked away and eaten.
Oh, by this guy? Is it a guy or a girl? It's got pale skin, wide eyes, white hair.
You can't necessarily tell. It's of a race that none of you have ever seen before.
Are they cute? Is their build, like, pleasing, and is their facial structure symmetrical?
I mean, I guess in the right light, maybe.
Which is no light, since they're from underground.
But I mean, it's all relative, isn't it? So it depends on your taste.
If we can see them, where is the light coming from?
The light's coming from all over, so as you open your eyes and get a better glimpse of what's going on, you're used to seeing in a lower light. Now, there's a lot of faint purple light filling the cavern you're in, and this appears to be coming from a lot of luminescent mushrooms, which appear to be growing on the walls of the cavern.
Cool. Okay, guys, I'm going to try to communicate. Hello, I wave my hand. We, I gesture to all of us, were attacked, and I do like a claws,
Yeah.
like attack, by a worm, and I do a worm with my arm. Up there, I point up, and we fell here, high, and I wave.
Okay, I'm just going to roll a quick insight check.
Okay.
See if they understand.
Could I just, like get off the ground from, like, posing and, like, sort of, like, just not say anything or make, like, too many movements, but quietly bless Olive and, Nesgrax and I guess myself.
Nesgrax.
Like, while he's saying it, just bless everyone without making a big show of it. And just, like, kind of casually make it look like I'm just like, oh, these are my friends, I'm touching them. This is a normal thing. I don't know.
Yeah, all right.
Alright, cool. So you've been blessed.
Like
no,
if
I'll
you've
just-
like kind of gotten up and like given them a hug,
Yeah,
and
just
be like,
like,
oh, we're okay, we're okay.
Oof.
Bless, bless, bless.
Yeah, I act like it was a real effort for me to get off the ground, and I'm just sort of, like, grateful to be able to, like, be up. And I'm like, oh, my friends, bless, bless, bless. You know?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think Tanager's enough of a drama queen to, pass that.
How dare you? No, but continue, yeah, if you need a bless, there you go.
What does bless do again? I don't remember.
I believe it's a D4 to skill checks.
Ooh, alright. Thanks.
Yeah. I'm confirming that right now.
Okay. So, the being looks at you again after your Nesgrax, after your hand movement, bonanza seems to understand more or less what you're trying to say, and they seem to gesture at a point on the ground a little ways away, point behind them, and then gesture to you three, and then behind them again. It also comes with a...
This language is beautiful. It's also attacker saving throw.
Oh.
Oh, nice. So he pointed to the ground.
Yeah, they pointed to a spot just away from you. Pointed behind them, down what seems to be a quite a long tunnel. Gestures to you three, and then points that way again.
Okay. Seems like he's saying we should go down this tunnel, guys. I don't know. He might also be saying, don't go down that tunnel. Jerry, who used to stand there, went down that tunnel. Now Jerry's not there anymore, so don't go down that tunnel.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Yeah. At this point, they will then turn around towards there and look back at you as if to say, actually, make me an insight check.
All right.
Just Nesgrax?
All of you, just
Okay.
so you get the general gist of what they're trying to say.
7.
17.
That's a
Oh.
19 for me.
Okay, Nesgrax, you are way too pleased about how your own performance went to pay attention to what someone else is trying to tell you.
Yeah.
However, the other two get the idea that they're trying to lead you to somewhere, but looking them up and down, they're wearing unusual leather clothing, but do not appear to be armed at all.
Well, no one here appears armed, right? Oh, wait. No, Nesgrax has a crossbow. But,
Oh, this thing? Sorry, I'll just tuck this back in my back here.
Well,
Sorry, guys.
I feel like Tanager's biting wit would be visible to anyone who has any, passing engagement with him.
Olive stands up and checks to see that everything is... Because I'm technically carrying a backpack, a crowbar, a hammer, 10 pittons, 10 torches, a tinderbox, 10 days of rations, a water skin, 50 feet of hempen rope. Did that all make it down with me, or did I lose it on the fall?
If you were wearing it in a backpack, then I can say you landed on your side, so it's still all there. You haven't crushed anything.
All right. Cool.
I mean, you can roll for it if you want to crush something.
I would like to reach into the backpack and to retrieve the black onyx stone worth 280 gold points.
Okay, yeah.
And see what happens when I try to offer it to the people with pale skin, white hair, and wide eyes.
They cock their head a bit and just look at it and go... gesture behind them again.
Okay, can I, give it to them? Is this... I'm trying to trade, for their assistance with this valuable stone. I'm trying to have a valuable item to give them. So do they accept it?
Yeah, they take it from you, look it up and down, try and chew on it slightly.
Is it compatible with their value system?
We'll find out.
Okay. All right, I tried.
But I think they will understand that it is a gift.
Good.
Of sorts.
Can you guys stand up? Are you injured?
Yeah, I can stand. I'm good. Oh, we should ask about Goodfella. Hey, guys, little man, and I make I put my hand down by my knees. Little man, where is he?
He's holding both palms up and jiggling his head from left to right like an Egyptian.
I'm doing the Egyptian dance, yeah, basically.
Which is probably racist and not a good term now that I'm thinking about it as an adult. It's the name of a dance.
What, doing the Egyptian?
Yeah, isn't that a terrible name for a dance now? That you were thinking about it?
What, all the Egyptians are going to be offended that there was this popular 80s song?
I don't know.
Where they did because that's what the hieroglyphs looked like.
Oh, okay. Justified. Yeah?
It's not like, oh, yeah, all Egyptians do this all day.
I don't know.
That's not what
Sometimes you encounter terms that you were like familiar with for a long time, and then you got a second guess. Like, is that an okay term?
like jipping.
Yeah, I learned the origin of that word. Turns out it's not a good word.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
Okay,
Anyway.
so we're dancing like a hieroglyphic to
Yeah.
demonstrate. Where did he go?
A look of recognition comes into their eyes, and they mimic the hand gesture for small person, and go and like gesture behind them again, down the tunnel.
Oh, I see. Oh, it was.
They've taken him, put him in soup. I'm doing the hieroglyphic dance, and they want us to be eaten too. Let's follow.
Oh, maybe you might be right. Yeah. Well, we don't really have much to go on. I think we just have to. I think they were saying Bilbo was here, and he went into the tunnel, and so we should probably try to find him. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
I agree. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Let's go. All right. Thank you, underground people. Minox. Thank you, Minox.
Beautiful language.
Okay, so what's the plan?
Guys, these dudes are gross. Can we go? Where are we going?
That way?
Yeah. Towards the tunnel.
All right. So you follow in the direction that was gestured by the being. They walk behind you. They follow at a distance of approximately a safe distance, because, you know, let's face it, you guys are strangers.
Just to put this in perspective, Tanager, like, as we're being motioned into, like, a mysterious cavern, could he make an insight check or something akin to that to clock, like, what vibe are these guys giving off? Like, are they cool with us? Like, I understand we tried to communicate with them, but are we being marched into, like, a bad situation?
Yeah, roll me a vibe check.
Vibe check.
Otherwise known as insight.
Vibe check of 17.
Okay, well, you don't seem to get any bad vibes off them. They seem a bit worried about you, but mostly, I think, because of Nesgrax's dancing. But they definitely don't seem to mean you any sort of harm that you can tell.
Okay, so how long is this walk to wherever we move into the actual next room? Is it like just a few seconds walk, or do we actually have to like go down a hallway, you know?
Well, it's more of a tunnel within a cave system. So it's more of a gradual thing, so it's not like necessarily rooms.
Then I would like to hang back as much as possible. And then, like, just be casually, like, sipping on my flask, like, being a little bit bashful about it, and then look back to the people who are kind of, like, prodding us forward and be like, oh, hey, do you like booze, or, you know?
Well, there's only one of them.
Okay, well then, yeah, I'll definitely offer just the one guy booze, then. And then, if I could use, like, maybe a sleight of hand check, be like, motion to my friends, like, go forward, like, go ahead, and then I'm clearly causing this guy who's prodding us forward to be stalled as I attempt to get him drunk.
I mean, it's not really a prodding forwards. It's you guys have walked this way and they're just following you.
Oh, okay. I thought they were...
So I should also probably clarify. I'm just using they on the basis that you're not quite sure where they fall. So not as a pluralization.
Okay. I thought there was a prod. Like, I don't mean to be totally Seinfeld about it, but there was a prod! But okay, well then, either way I'll offer him booze, but then I won't attempt to cause our groups to separate. We'll just keep going wherever we're going.
Yeah. Well, if you offer them booze, they'll sniff it and go, take a quick sip and kind of retch a bit and probably spit it out.
Ah.
I nod like, yeah, you're
but-
supposed to. That's what you do.
Yeah.
And then I go like motion, like do it again. I do like the little circular finger motion.
But walking along the tunnel, they're trying to point out certain aspects of the wall, like the mushrooms and some of the tunnels you pass. And
Beautiful language.
I think he's giving us a tour.
This is nice.
Could we make nature checks and try to like intuit maybe what he's trying to express to us?
you certainly can.
All right. Well, that's 13.
Oh, 13 for me as well.
18 on the dice plus 0 is 18.
Okay, Nesgrax and Tanager, on the basis that they are gesturing towards, in this case, the mushrooms, you surmise that they're telling you about the mushrooms.
Oh.
Yes. These are mushrooms. And I look at Nesgrax like I'm talking deeply about them.
Hey, you ever been on a tour in a foreign city and you have no idea what they're trying to tell you, but you just kind of get the gist of it through what they're pointing at?
I guess Tanager would lean down like he's going to attempt to eat one. Yeah, like this for eating, and I like motion like I'm gonna bite it.
They vigorously shake their head.
Oh. I nod. I'm like, oh, I give him a thumbs up. Like, okay.
Olive, you, however, happen to have seen an informatic play quite recently about bioluminescence in nature, which covered a range of things like jellyfish and algae and certain types of mushroom, which can be used for all sorts of things, such as making street lights or certain potion ingredients. But in this case, they just seem to be used to light the walls of the tunnel.
Yep.
This is very cool. We should get this for... Does the guild hall have a basement?
It does now.
Yes. We need to source some of this, the basement, and then we can get a cool grotto. Wouldn't you like a grotto, Olive? You could hang out and we could get birds that you could attack, and then we could get maids and pool boys to clean the blood out of the grotto.
Okay, at first I was like, the word grotto is intriguing, and then I was like, what?
Yeah, like a wet cave space.
Yeah. A grotto, a wet cave.
Like, I imagine that's where like a crocodile or an alligator would love that, right?
Yeah, I do really like sleeping in water. I could go with this, yeah?
Well, it's just a pitch. I'm not like dead set on the grotto. I'm just...
Actually, I read way too many webtoons, and there's this like beautiful underground cave bar that I saw in a webtoon. The wall is like 3 stories tall, and it's like blue light and like, that like cool cave ceiling at the top. And everyone sitting at the bar looks so cool because they put like blue lights at the top and like pink lights and stuff. And like the whole cave has intricate shadows, and yeah, that would be a great place. We could make it our grotto bar in the basement. It would be cool during the summers. Okay, yeah, I'm into this. Olive takes one of the mushrooms and, probably poisoning herself, picks it up and sticks it in her backpack.
No, it's okay. The mushrooms are okay to touch. It's a slightly odd feeling. It's almost like you're holding a little heartbeat.
Cute.
Oh.
You sure I can't eat it?
See, but you were upset by you hunting birds in the grotto.
I don't know. Who knows what Olive wants to eat? She sticks it in her backpack and it's safe.
This is rad.
As you continue to walk,
Midnight Poppy.
the-
That's the name of it. Keep going. Sorry, I just I needed to
Okay.
know the name of that. Okay. Yeah.
okay, as you walk, the tunnel begins to widen out. If eventually it starts to become much more of a cavern than a tunnel, it starts to properly widen out, and coming into view within the purple light of the mushrooms, you can see what seems to be a subterranean city.
Whoa.
Wow.
So, got a small paragraph to read. So, the city is contained within an enormous cavern. Lit by the luminous mushrooms, it stretches into the darkness. Dwellings are built into the cavern walls, whilst a market lies at its centre. A river runs down the centre of the city, coming from a large stone circle, which is held up by intricately carved pillars. As you wander through the streets with your guide, passers-by stare at you in open wonder, whispering behind your back, though it doesn't seem hostile.
They're so tan.
A germ?
That's what they're whispering about us.
Yeah, it's like, I'm so jealous. At the base of the circle lies a large set of steps, at the top of which stands a figure in billowing white robes. And your guide gestures up towards him and goes, and makes the little person sign.
Okay. I think he's saying that Bilbo is there with the priesty type guy. We should probably go ask the priesty type guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go up to the figure in the robes.
Okay, climbing. It's a long set of steps.
Okay.
Everyone's
Like-
watching. Everyone's watching every
So I gotta-
step you take up these stairs. Peer pressure.
Wait, Tanager notices that everyone's watching, so he starts hopping up the stairs. He will not miss a chance for attention.
Olive is second guessing every step she takes, like, they're watching. Oh no. When normal tasks become much harder because you're being observed.
Look at how fast I'm doing it, everyone. Look at how high I'm jumping.
The figure in white robes begins to walk down as you're walking up, meeting you about halfway, because it seems cruel to make you walk the entire distance.
I go, oh God, thank you. Thank you so much. Oh God. Oh, okay. Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Now, Nesgrax is like, when I joined wizard school, they never said anything about stairs.
Yeah.
Tanager looks at Nesgrax and is like, oh, you look tired. Do you need whiskey?
Water. Oh, water.
Yes,
My tongue is numb.
whiskey and water.
So the figure stands next to you. They also have very pale skin, as does everyone else down here. But this one is bald, so it's rather eerie. But they say,
Uh-huh. I say, go on.
he says, "Oh, you speak the common speech. Ah,
Oh, thank God.
it's okay. I speak it too.
Yes, very well, in fact.
I learn from writing that falls from sky, your tabloid newspapers. I learned many things. Number 12 will shock you."
Oh no. I bet every man here has been pleased in 10 different ways.
There are hot singles in your area.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, what? There are hot singles in our area? Here?
I
We're
must
at the singles.
apologize for...
Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry.
Go on.
I must apologize for Trudes. She does not speak the common tongue as I do. She has not learned the course courtesy of Brian's belts, the best belts in town.
Tanager takes a sip from his flask and goes, they really do have very, very good belts.
They are very good.
Sorry, did you say her name was Trudes?
Trudes.
Trudes?
If you must spell it, Chuudz.
Okay, yeah, Trudes. Cool.
Trudes.
Okay. Trudes. Well, yeah. So wait, you learned Common from a course that was sponsored by Brian's Belts?
The best belts in town.
Yeah, no, I know. I've got one, see?
Ah, yes. Did you use code?
Yeah. It was a gift, but yeah, I assume my uncle used a code, probably. He's always looking for a deal, yeah?
Provide receipt? He did?
No, actually. I think he just assumed I would love it, which I do, so.
Quite right. Anyway, your little friend, he was not in as good shape as you. When we find you, we brought him here for healing. I will show you.
All right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I hope Bilbo is okay.
Oh, by the way, I should introduce myself. My name is High Priest Calabash.
At High Priest Calabash?
You don't need to use the at, but only if you wish to speak to me. Or to get my attention.
Okay. Gotcha.
I love this culture. I love this language. I love this culture. At High Priest Calabash, what I need to find a place to live here.
We have many good locations for you.
Okay,
We have timeshare available 2 weeks of the year.
Oh, can I pick the 2 weeks of the year sometimes, but not all the time?
Yes, it run on lottery system.
Oh, I love that. It's like a gamble. Okay, we'll table this, but I just really like your whole vibe here, and I want to let you know that going forward.
Wonderful. I will show you small person.
Hashtag gratitude.
Hashtag gratitude.
Hashtag grats. Anyway, High Priest Calabash takes you up to the top of the stone circle, walking at your speed so you don't look stupid. As he goes, he takes you through the history of their civilization. I won't say it in his voice because it would take ages. He goes on he explains that they were the original settlers of what you understand to be the Nicomoy area. However, over time, they, overworld problems and, other settlers moved in and they were driven underground, and the entirety of Nicomoy is built over their old civilization.
Yeah. Silurian.
Yeah, sure. I'd not thought about that, but sort of. And they worship the great worm up above, which defends them from intruders. But they understand that at one point the worm will grow too ravenous for its own appetite and devour the world in what they describe to be Wormageddon.
Horrifying.
If there's any others you have in your back pocket, just let them out now.
Patience.
Okay. Oh, I see. Well, we were attacked by a giant worm. That's how we fell down here to this level. We were inspecting some writing, which I assume was from your people, when a worm attacked us and broke through the ground, and we fell down here.
Yes, that marks border to our land. Great Worm defending us, as he always does.
Ah, I see. Okay, so the worm is a protector.
Until it eats us all.
I see.
That is the way of
Okay.
things.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Seems like sort of a weird relationship you have with this worm, but, who's to judge? The worm, I guess. So, yeah, well, I guess what we need to do is we need to find Dr. Bananigans and get back up to the surface.
Yes, I will take you to him now. And reaching up towards the stone circle, it certainly appears to be, definitely some sort of temple to the Great Worm. There are no statues of the Great Worm, but the pillars which hold up the circle are carved in the likeness of worms. Some of them bear carvings similar to the carvings you saw previously, which now, as you look at the wiggles, certainly seem to be worm-like in their composition.
Har har.
Ha 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 ha. It's all worms all the time.
You deprive a person of a giant worm once, and they're like, "Nope, I will have all the worms."
Yep. You tell me there's no giant worm, I build it into canon.
I also just want to say, earlier I called these people Minox, and now I'm remembering that Minox are the bat-like things in Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
I didn't mean Minox. I meant the weird underground people from
The Time Machine.
The Time Machine. Yeah.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
it was something similar to Minoc, but I can look it up.
I'm going to have to look it up now.
Murlocs, aren't they? They're Murlocs.
Murloc.
Maybe
Yeah,
Murlocs.
that was it.
Yeah, Morlocks.
Ah, so that was close.
Morlocks.
Murlocs are the ones that live under the sea.
Morlocks.
Anyway, High Priest Calabash leads you down. After you've reached the top of the stairs, he leads you down a separate set of stairs. It's really awkwardly placed into what seems to be a more of a hospital area. There are some more of their race in white robes, not quite as fancy as his, because he is High Priest. He is lesser priests, not quite as fancy white robes, standing over Bilbo Bananigans, who was lying unconscious in a bed.
Bilbo! I rush to his side, open up one of my healing potions, and dribble it into his mouth. If he's unconscious. If he's awake, this is going to be awkward.
No, he's unconscious.
Okay. Can I give him a healing potion?
You certainly can. You're going to get some weird looks, but you've already had those today, so go for it.
Yep. I'm so tan, it doesn't matter what I do at this point. That is 7 points of healing.
Woo! Bilbo opens his eyes and goes, "Where am I?"
Bilbo, we fell down a hole and into this underground ancient civilization. And these guys are pretty cool, so they were taking care of you before we get back up to the surface.
An underground civilization?
Oh man, the archaeologist is just like so excited right now.
He squeaks excitedly.
Yeah, don't get too excited. We kind of want to get the hell out of here. No offense, guys. No offense. Hi, please.
It's okay, the vast majority do not understand you.
Oh, okay.
Do we want to get out of here though?
Well, from what I understand, this place could be eaten by a giant worm whenever.
They did say that.
Yeah, but it's got some sweet timeshares.
You're not curious about what they do for fun here? I mean, we've got one person who worships the god of revelry and has encountered a civilization that does not know alcohol. we've got one person who studies necromancy and I'm assuming is curious about the mysterious and the arcane. What kind of magic do they use here? And then you've got Olive, who wants to know what they eat.
All right.
These are all very good questions and things that I wish we had the time to study further, but I don't want to get eaten by a giant worm.
All right, you can go back up top, but I feel like exploration is one of our core tenets. Smile.
Is it?
Yes, no, I was swayed by those points, and I will be looking to see how these underground people party.
Yeah.
All right, well.
So, okay. We were asked by the above ground people to figure out how to stabilize the mining operations. And it seems like the giant worm is the issue with that. So, if we can ingratiate ourselves with the people, we can figure out what the worm likes and dislikes, and then maybe we could get the worm to, like, exist outside of where they want to dig, and then everyone would be happy?
Yeah. How do they keep it out of their town? We can put up whatever barrier they...
That's the most FBK on brand for us, right? Is like create peace between the people who hired us and the natives who are going to be displaced at least at some level, because that's how expansion works.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be good to know how this whole worm system works. But I think we've got a pretty clear idea of how not to disturb the worm. We just have to look for the borders that our friends here were talking about.
Yeah.
Where...
But, like, if we were in the place they were going to mine, and all it took was me banging a rock and going, ah, and then the worm showed up and tried to kill everyone.
Yeah.
If they're going to actually try to build a tunnel, that's going to be exponentially louder than what I did.
So the question is, how do they prevent the worm, who exists very close to their lands, from coming in and killing them when they make noise? And can we utilize their well-designed, well-honed for generations intellectual heritage?
And how can we
Steal
make it
it.
beneficial for them?
Yeah, use it for our culture. Yeah.
Well, maybe you said steal it, and I said made it beneficial for them.
Yeah, benefit from their aeons of research. We'll just take the end product and use it too. Isn't that how colonialism works? Like, whatever they've figured out, you take it, you use it for yourself, and then you're like, look at this great thing.
Well, I mean... I'm trying to skip that part and be
skip that part. Less colonialism, more partnership.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Ooh. Okay, continue.
There are certain empires throughout history to which colonialism wasn't necessarily the best option.
Which ones?
Look, here's my pitch. Like, greater political theory aside.
Okay.
If the gnomes want to expand underground, and these people, and this is purely from Tanager's point of view, these people underground don't have alcohol.
Ah.
What other things don't they have?
Mutual beneficence.
Yeah, we figure out, like, if they're making an underground train station, let's add a stop so at least they can get some more trade. They have one guy who kind of speaks our language, and then someone else who can speak in Twitter ads. So, like, I'm not saying that their culture needs outside influence, but maybe they could at least get drunk. And again, this is purely Tanager's point of view. Like,
Yeah. I mean, think of all the foods that we could offer them. Bomble fruits, you know?
They explode.
I'm sure. So I think we need to do a quick 2 steps. Real quick, we need to do a, like, vacation all I ever wanted while we run around this town and see what their best, most entertaining things are, even if it's just, like, the mushroom dunk. And then we'll be like, okay, this place is depressing as hell. We need to figure, we'll go from there. But
we will introduce all of the best of our world to them.
But we also need to figure out what the best of their world is, because they have a lot to offer as well. Hopefully.
Yeah, see, Nesgrax, see why we shouldn't leave right away. Think of all the great things they have to offer.
I lean up to Nesgrax and I'm like, also, they might have a brothel. So, like...
That sounds good, yeah. Okay, fine. We'll do some studying, maybe teach them about escalators, and and then we'll get out of here. Okay. Let's see. Excuse me. At High Priest Calabash.
#represent.
No.
I love this so much.
We're curious about your civilization and your culture, and we'd like to maybe establish some mutual exchange of information and technology.
That's very kind of you, but we have no need of service world, how you say, technology.
This is coming from the guy who knows that there's hot singles in our area and knows about the 12 things that you need to add to your dorm room.
He doesn't necessarily
don't
know
worry.
what it means. He's seen it in your lingo and thinks that's what people say.
Okay, how about the healing potion that I just used to revive a person who was lying dying in their hospital?
Olive, I have the best healing potion there is, and I pass him a flask of Scotch whiskey and be like, please, this is from the surface world. But first, I like, as he's drinking it, I kind of quickly motion to my head and then to my heart, and I make a sad face, and then I put my finger at the corner of my mouth and pick it up into a smile, and then I motion for him to drink.
You are a most learned soul. He takes a short swig just after sniffing it. And this tastes like the mushroom juice.
Point me towards the mushroom juice, please.
Well, all the mushrooms here produce this juice.
Does it make you feel this happy?
Well, happiness is difficult concept to grasp.
Oh
Means
my
different
god.
things to
Tanager
different people.
quickly is like, yeah, okay, yeah, whatever, Mom.
Show me to one of your injured. I would like to heal them.
Well, we have our own healing facilities. They work absolutely fine.
Who would turn down healing?
Well, I mean, if they have a system that works, like, if we have nothing to offer them, then our whole idea kind of breaks down.
Olive
But,
holds
you
out
know.
her arm and she takes her hand and she puts it in her mouth and she bites down harder and harder until her mouth starts to drip blood. I'm doing a bite attack on my own hand, crushing and breaking my own bones and ripping through my own muscle with my teeth. And I'm going to show him the hand that is like super busted up. And then I'm going to take out with my other hand a flask, uncork it, like use my mouth to pull the cork out of the jar, and then drink that potion and hold my hand up to him. And as the muscles re-knit and the bones straighten and the skin covers over it, I'm like, you don't think we have anything to trade with you?
That was metal as hell, Olive.
Ah, yes, we have that too. We were mostly in examining your friend here when you came in. He was only here for about half an hour, or what I think is half an hour. Might be different to you.
Olive takes out the air fryer that she obtained from extremely unusual magical events in the episode Trial and Error, sticks some of her rations in there, and gives him air-fried food because everyone here can agree that freshly fried food is one of the best things in life.
I have some strong opinions about air fryers that I will talk about off air.
Oh no!
They are good. They are not the
Yeah.
Messiah returned to Earth. Okay?
That's true.
This is all I got. This is the last one I got, and if High Priest Calabash doesn't like it, then I'll move on, but... Alright. What's he think about fried food?
What sorts of point are you trying to make?
That trade might benefit you because we have things to offer.
We do not remember the reason we were forced underground.
Do you even hold the secret on how to keep the worm from destroying your town, like, sacred? Like, are you cool with, like, just telling us how to keep the worm away?
The worm defends the borders, keeps us safe.
So what defines the borders?
We trust in the worm, but we know that someday it will devour us all.
Did you like the fried food?
It was a bit dry.
Alright, fine. He doesn't want to trade with us.
Okay, so Ivan, where's the best mushroom juice provider in town?
I wish I could have, like, rolled for that or something. Like, it doesn't... Alright, whatever. Yeah, mushroom juice provider.
Yes, you can get mushroom juice. We have it at Brian's Belt's Mushroom Juice Emporium.
Okay, okay. I quietly go there, and once we have a table and a pitcher of mushroom juice, I, like, look at my party members, and I'm like, alright, I had a lot of theories before I got here and before I saw the name of this tavern. I think we go above ground, and there's one thing I think we're overlooking. A secret clue since the very first moment of our adventure today.
Uh-huh.
Brian and his GD belts. Even underground, this guy has a connection.
That's a good point, yeah?
If anyone was going to get them to be able to, like... We got to talk to this Brian guy, and then get him to tell these underground folk to change their borders so it includes wherever these guys need to mine or create a tunnel. But I think the real guy behind this, the puppet master behind this whole thing, is Brian of Brian's Belts.
Sure. Yeah, let's investigate.
Okay.
I mean, that's my pitch. Nice sip on this mushroom juice. What do you think, Nezzy?
Yeah. That's fine with me. I mean, I'm pretty sure that they just know about Brian's belts from adverts that fell into their civilization, and Brian is probably not some puppet master. He's probably just a well-to-do entrepreneur. But yeah, sure, okay. Yeah, let's go find this Brian guy.
No, potentially I'm getting too much into this. That is much more reasonable than my theory. I forgot the whole advertisements falling through the sewers thing. I pull out
Pretty
a little
sure this
pocket.
entire civilization, yeah, it's all about what they read in adverts and things.
I pull out a pocketbook and mark off Brian's belts from the list.
So,
well then, that was my one pitch. I don't know what these underground folk would like. I mean, okay. I don't want to maybe bring up Brian again, but maybe if he came down, they would think he's like a godlike figure. Like, oh, I'm Brian.
I guess they could, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't too impressed with my belt, though. You would have thought, like, if I was wearing a Brian's belt, he would have been like, oh my god, an actual belt of Brian. You're touched by God. And,
That's very true. I
know.
mean, that's a beautiful belt. I'm super jealous. So, like, frankly, I'm surprised people in the street aren't kneeling down and being like, oh my god, that's such a cool belt.
I know.
I'm not sure you mentioned it.
You're not sure I mentioned it?
You didn't mention it was a Brian's belt.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, I thought I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I hadn't, I mention it now. So, so I say, yeah, I have a Brian's belt.
The people overhearing you in the mushroom juice bar Or like, Belt of Brian, Belt of Brian, Belt of Brian.
That's super creepy.
Oh no, it's getting creepy real quick. I don't know about this.
They say, that's right, a belt of Brian. It's beautiful. Feast your eyes.
They're all very impressed.
Okay.
How are we paying for this mushroom juice? I say to Nesgrax and Tanager.
Oh, I rarely think about how I'm going to pay for a drink before I order one.
It seems to me like it's like, how would we pay for this apple from the apple orchard? It's just here. It's free. That's what it seems to me like, right? I mean, at Priest Calabash?
Okay, let's say he accompanied you to the mushroom bar. Maybe it was like an on-site, like franchise. They've got a mushroom juice bar brought to you by Brian's Belts
That's what I was about to say.
on site. Yeah, it's like a little pop-up stand.
So I'm drinking and I'm like, wait, is it made from belts? Or like...
No, it's just mushroom juice. We put signage on to make it seem more impressive. Seems all the rage on surface, but I do not understand it.
Oh, okay, wait, hold on. So then you care about what the surface thinks is cool.
Touché.
Because you know what's all the rage on the surface? Underground worm tunnels that are safe.
What? The Great Worm keeps us safe from the outside.
But if we... Okay, I don't want to press this too much. I'm just saying, perhaps if the worm could designate a little bit of new space in your borders, that perhaps was like...
Like a reservation, you say?
Yeah, a reservation for topsider culture. So instead of having wet old advertisements that fell through someone's sewer, they could come down here and you could actually have like a strip mall, so to speak, where you could like shop like actual people, and it would just be like one specific area where then perhaps like a gnomish society could be like, well, we didn't get full tunnels in the whole area, but like we at least have a safe node that we can work from. And then you guys get like cool new advertisements, so not everything in your culture's belt based. Have you heard of boots?
Olive takes out her pencil and paper and shows at High Priest Calabash. I'm sketching out stuff that you'd be interested in because you love reading our language. So you see a sketch, a very poorly drawn sketch of Nesgrax, Tanager, and myself wearing sunglasses, and I flip it to a new page.
Olive, tell them about that beetle fellow who makes the nice clothes for us. Remember when we went to the ball?
Enzo Aristrup.
Enzo! I almost said Ernesto, but I knew it wasn't right.
Yeah, I'm trying to tantalize.
I'm sure Enzo would be down to, like, advertise down here.
Oh, yeah.
He makes all sorts of accoutrements.
Belts, outfits, and masks.
I'll tell you what. We'll think about it. The idea sounds faintly problematic to me, but if the surface world has indeed changed, then perhaps it's worth another go.
Okay, I'm going to be very direct. There are already people drilling down here, so the surface world is coming. So, like, unless you want there to be conflict, you need to be open to, like, change. So, I think the best course of action is to accept the surface world and, like, not necessarily, like, trust that they have changed, but be strong enough in yourself that, like, these incomers, that you can deal with them and be like, no, you need to adapt to us. Like, we understand you need to come down here, you know?
And just like in the show Welcome to Demon School Iramakun, which is very good.
I love that show.
We have manga that we can share with you. We have books. think of all the things you can read. It's literally a story about this guy who like falls into hell, whatever. He's in hell, and there's this demon who like collects manga, but she's missing like certain numbers of them, and like she doesn't know the endings. And so I can offer you the endings to all your favorite stories. Like, oh, what if a book series fell down? Like he got the first Harry Potter book, but he didn't get the second Harry Potter book. And I'm like, do you want to know what happened in Chamber of Secrets?
And if we're talking about Welcome to Demon School, if there are tall, sexy fox ladies down here, you have to tell me right now. Like, right now.
So what's his favorite books? Like, because I've probably read the more recent ones.
I personally enjoy Brian's Belt Winter Catalogue.
I've got the winter catalog from this year. It's up there, though.
This is absurd. Okay, Tanager would like to pull out an actual fashion magazine.
Oh, yes.
Like, I'm sure he has some sort of, like, pocket book. It's something old and, like, really worn, but, like, has a, like, wider variety of clothes than just belts. And I don't even really say anything. He just hands it to her, and I'm like, just look at this and tell me what you think.
Oh.
There are many belt accessories.
I'm sorry, just to clarify, are you calling like pants and shirts belt accessories? Is it from the belt out from this culture? Okay. I respect that, and that's really cool. In some personal Tanager other media that he writes as like fanfic, we'll definitely be taking that idea because that's very funny. But, like, yes, there's all this stuff out there, my guy. You could have it. And just a reservation that was your idea. All you gotta do is talk to your worm.
I mean, the worm is a god. Like,
yeah, so pray. Do you not have priests? Do you not have priests in this culture?
Look, you know my handle.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes. Sorry, I spaced. I'm sorry. It's the mushroom juice.
Mushroom juice is very strong.
Yeah, are there areas that the worm doesn't, like, murder everything in? Like, how do you keep it away from your homes and...
Oh.
Yeah.
He says, it's a symbiotic relationship. He protects us, but we know that one day he will devour us. He protects the borders, he protects our land, he protects us. But we know that we must give him our lives in payment sooner or later. Probably later. We've been here for thousands of years.
Tanager's actively biting his tongue as a cleric to a god who does not believe in sacrifice or, like, any sort of blood payment, but he also, like, respects other people's cultures. But, like... Just, I hope his party members would notice that he's, like, actively fighting the urge to be like, you're wrong and that's bad. Like,
I think temptation is the best way to get to this priest. So what we do is we give him this fashion magazine, and we give him... Olive is carrying around I forget what it is, a small figurine or something like that. It's one half of a communication device pair.
Oh, no.
What was it? Tanager, what was that? It was a...
it's like a cute stuffed animal.
Yeah, it's a cute stuffed animal, and it's one half of a communication device. And so I take it out, and I, like, squeaky toy it, and I'm like, Michael?
So you hear he's on a battlefield. He's like, ching, ching.
Oh, whoops. Sorry.
Hey, what's up, Olive? What's going on?
Oh, hey, Michael. Really enjoyed our date the other night. I'm gonna leave.
Suha! Death to the blade! Oh, sorry. I'm at work right now. What's going on?
I'm just gonna leave this communication device. We're on an adventure, and we found an uncontacted civilization, and we'd like to, like, stay in contact with them. So I'm gonna give you my communication stone number and stay in contact with you that way. I'll be at the Fire Breathing Kittens Guild Hall, and I'm just gonna leave this stuffed animal with this high priest here. So if the high priest picks up the phone, that's just Calabash. He's cool, and I'll talk to you later.
Super cool. Do you want me to send down some missionaries? Hoo chop, waha! Shield of faith!
Yeah, they need it. All right, but I'll talk to you later. We'll talk about it at the Fire Breathing Kittens Hall Tuesday 7. Does that work for you?
I'll be there.
All right.
And I will be there. And you see, you can't tell, but he makes the sound of launching off of high platform of Frey.
Bye, Michael.
See ya.
I'm going to leave with High Priest Calabash one half of a communication pair of stuffed animals from our date on the boardwalk.
Cool. I know this is your session, but if I could pitch an idea, if High Priest Calabash could say maybe that guy was real cool and handsome sounding.
Yeah, I'll bite.
just do it a bit.
Oh, who's your friend? Sounds cool.
That's Michael. He is an upworlder, and you can talk to him. Maybe he can arrange more fashion magazines if you're interested in that. Well, that's all I got. All right, guys. I think Nesgrax wants to head back.
Yeah, I think, look, guys, these people have a cool thing going on, right? I think we just leave them to it. They seem pretty comfortable with this whole worm destruction. Yeah?
They're stuffed owl bears. I looked it up.
Oh, thank you, yeah.
A pair of stuffed owl bears that can cast message to one another. So cute.
Adorable.
Okay, keep going. Sorry.
Well, it's just, we know that if these gnome people are going to be digging tunnels, they just need to avoid the ancient writing, and they shouldn't have any worm trouble. So I think, mystery solved. Let's bada bing, bada boom, out of here, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. High Priest Calabash, we'd like to return to the surface now, if you could point us in the right direction.
Ah, yes. We can do. If you go back to where you fell in, then we should be able to raise you up through something you may not have up there with all your technology. We call it Fizzy Fizzy Boom Move.
Okay.
We wave arms
Fizzy.
and say words, and things happen. Fizzy Boom.
You're gonna make us drink too much beer and then we have to run to the bathroom?
No, that only happen in real world.
It sounds like they're gonna Willy Wonka us out of here.
Oh, that sounds very fun. I'm super down.
Yeah. Some fizzy lifty drink.
I think you may call it, in your storybooks, magic?
Oh, okay, yeah. We've got some magic as well. But I don't have anything that could bring us all the way up there, I don't think. So, yeah, that would be great. Thanks.
We can do that for you. However,
Okay, cool. Great.
I will say, to let you pass the borders of the land, the Great Worm will allow you to leave. Does not like people coming into our lands, but to leave, you must present the Great Worm with an almighty gift.
Oh, no. You mean my belt, don't you?
Your belt is magnificent. What is that?
It's a Brian's belt.
It couldn't be. The almighty Brian belt of legend.
Oh, no, Nesgrax, you can't give your belt. No, that's too much. Please, let me give my life.
This sucks. I have this awesome belt. Fine. I've only had it a day. I haven't become I haven't named it, so that's fine. I haven't become emotionally attached to it.
Tanager starts weeping and, holds on to Olive and screams, you animals!
I pat you on the head to comfort you.
Absolute barbarians! You would take a man's belt.
Doesn't have to be belt, just almighty gift.
Well, I mean, come on. What else? Look, this is the only thing close to almighty-ish that we have right now.
I would like to give the roughly gallon of alcohol that Tanager keeps on himself in various sources up, and I'm also going to pray to my god to bless it, to make it literally almighty and sacred, and be this is not just giving somebody booze, but this is imparting because we still intend on talking to the gnomes about settling this area. So, like, this is one culture's gift to another. And, like, we'll keep delivering this. And, you know, if this is enough, I think it's enough. If it's not, well, I'm just going to run.
Are you sure this is a good idea? I remember reading some book that once fell through the system about a great land that once introduced a native population to this sort of thing, fostered dependency and addiction.
They had no
Sounds like a
genetic
bad
tolerance
idea.
to alcohol.
I feel like that's not entirely accurate since you guys already have mushroom juice. This is just better quality mushroom juice.
Yeah, like this isn't a naive population. They've got a bar for mushroom juice.
Yeah, it's just you're drinking, like, swill, and we're like, oh no, we actually can introduce you to, like, grain-based alcohol.
All right. Well, we will leave care packages. Yeah, we're gonna give them this booze, and then we're gonna give regular care packages at the border of a book, but only the first one in the series, and some alcohol. And, like,
I really like the book idea.
I stole it from Welcome to Demon School, Irma-kun.
You nerd.
Okay, so with your chosen gifts in mind, it's hardly the three wise men, but what is?
Oh, is it a gift each?
Well, whatever you think is almighty enough to warrant passing on to Giant Worm, Protector of the Underground.
The thing I tried to kill earlier. Maybe, like, some rations, because it seemed hungry.
Honestly, my backup is just getting my plan C is getting a giant bird involved still. So...
Yes.
Because, like, literally, like, it's, like, I understand their religion is, like, their thing, but theirs ends with an Armageddon that is based around the thing they worship.
That's true. Like, if we were at the Jonestown, right, and we were like, hey, maybe we should interfere in your religion, it would be better for you. Don't drink the Kool-Aid?
Yeah, well, it's like they live in a cage with a wild animal.
Yeah.
And they're like, haha, yeah, it's crazy, right? One day this thing might kill us, but this is where we live. And it's like, well, move or get rid of the wild animal.
Just move.
You know, it's funny. There's actually something sort of comforting about it, because if you, like, we live in a normal society where we could be wiped out by any number of things, but they know what they're going to be wiped out from, and they accept it. So, I don't know, it's kind of nice. They sort of just, they don't have to worry about all these other things. They just kind of know, like, oh, that worm that protects us is going to eat us one day.
When you raise your children there and the children don't have the option of where they grow up, the question is it ethical to let Amish people not send their kids to school, right? Is it ethical to let these people decide that their children are going to get killed by this giant worm and to have no way out, right? Like, it's fine for them to choose that for themselves, but they're choosing it for everybody, and there's absolutely no escape from it for any individual in this society at all.
Well, no, not technically. Right now we are testing the escape mechanism.
Right. Let's test that out.
Because all you have to do to leave is give something like a sacred gift.
Yeah.
If we give something that's meaningful to ourselves and this worm is like, not enough, then it's like, well, yeah, there is no escape vector for them.
Yeah. I mean, have you ever met any of these above world? No.
Well, I mean, I've met a number of people who trap people in situations, but not often are they. They're more of a metaphorical giant worm and less of a literal giant worm.
Yeah, so the plan is we offer something of value to the worm, we get out, we tell the gnomes that the society exists, and then weekly care packages and instructions on how to escape for all of those unwilling to be here?
Yeah, I mean, I think if from a purely adventure standpoint, maybe we should test the escape vector until we find out what it is.
Yeah.
So that way we can be like, hey, if you want to get out, he actually likes this specific plant from this cave or something like that, you know?
Yep. All right, let's do it. Let's escape from here. I've got my most precious item is my air fryer. Gosh darn it. So I guess that's what it's going to take.
Literally, non-ironically, my most precious item, and I think the thing most valuable to their society is high-quality alcohol.
All right, so we've got 1 belt, 1 gallon of alcohol, and 1 air fryer, and we're ready to leave.
We've got a housewife's good evening, a good book, and some alcohol.
I'm imagining there are some bath salts in there as well, just to...
Yeah, we have a lavender scented bath bomb, and then just like a real fuzzy towel for when you get out.
Okay. You make your way back over, accompanied by a couple of priests, over towards the area you fell in through the ceiling. They form a circle around you, start chanting and holding their arms out, and a faint blue light encompasses all of you as you slowly, with your gifts, begin to rise into the air and through the hole you came across. Now, just before this all happened, High Priest Calabash just gave you instructions about what to do with your gifts. Namely, as you get towards the border line, you simply place your gifts on the line itself and walk. Then only then can you walk across. Then, if your gift is suitably almighty, then you will be allowed to leave.
Sounds good.
So,
Okay.
as you rise through the floor, you land safely on the upper levels back in the tunnel where you originally fell off. Well, not really fell off, really, as you crashed through the floor.
Yeah.
But you're back in that original tunnel.
Tanager's just going to take a moment. Like, we put the stuff on the line, and before we step over, I'm like, is everyone, like, sure about what we're doing? I don't want to put anyone in danger right now. Like, we're really taking a guess, and if we're about to get gacked by a giant worm, you know, like...
Honestly, like, if it comes at me, I'm going to straight up murder it, so I hope it does. Like, I'm going to set this air fryer down and step over this line and hope that I have an excuse to kill it.
Tanager finds absolute comfort in that statement, and it's just like all fears have been like dissolved. Yes, sorry, I just had a moment. We're good.
Okay, you all place your gifts on the boundary line, and I reckon you would probably hold hands. It sounds like that sort of thing. You'd all step over together, and you step over the boundary line. You are allowed to pass by the great worm above. Praise be. Brought to you by Brian's Belt.
That gives me comfort in, like, not only in our safety, but, like, anybody who wants to leave that community does have to just give something that they believe in. So, like, that's kind of cool that they do have, like, an escape mechanism.
At High Priest Calabash never said they let any of their people leave, so...
Tanager might follow up in his off time, but I think we should go back to the gnomes, because Tanager's whole idea is this thing seemed to also be directly attracted to small noise. So I'm sure...
I just have one question before we move on.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Bananigans, what did you leave at the line?
Oh, yeah.
For that, I would like to rewind about an hour.
Ooh.
So this can also take place in the mushroom juice bar. He's there with you. And once you've finished discussing your plans for providing gifts, he pipes up and goes, let me just get the voice back again. He says, "Oh, when you go, I would like to stay.
Oh.
I have spent so much of my time looking for places like this, and all of a sudden I found one. I mean, who gets to discover a place where people have been living for thousands of years?
Like, kind of a lot of adventurers. No, but I get it. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be disrespectful.
It's okay.
If you, do you have a way to get up, right? Like, you feel comfortable here and, like, you won't be trapped?
Well, no, I know how to get back up again if I need to.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Well, as long as you're safe and you feel confident in your decisions, like, yeah, I fully support your actions.
I mean, I know there's a lot they can teach us. I mean...
Oh, I don't agree with that.
Wow. Yeah, all right. Do you have any messages for people in the above world that you'd like us to pass on for you, Bananigans?
Yeah.
Tell my wife and children.
We've got the communicator bear, right? Should be okay.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, the owl
Oh,
bear.
yeah, they do have the communicator bear. They're fine.
Good point. Yeah. Yeah.
And Michael said he would send down some, like, missionaries and stuff, so, like...
Yeah, all right.
But I will say before you go, thank you for not making fun of my voice.
Oh, no, Tanger's like, what is even potentially funny about your voice? That's just what you sound like. Someone would have to be really rude to, like, point out what someone's voice sounds like and make fun of them for it.
You know who my boss is.
Agreed.
I think we're the most tolerant colonizers ever.
Well, we kind of, like, showed up, asked, like, hey, you guys seem to like a lot of what colonization brings. Do you want to be colonized? And they're like, no, we're cool. And we're like, okay, well, a bunch of rich people are still going to colonize you. And they're like, well, we have a giant worm that's going to kill us and kill them as well. And we're like, that sounds absolutely insane. Like, no, that's what we believe. Well, we don't want to change your beliefs, so okay. And then...
Yep.
So yeah, I guess if that's what tolerant colonization is.
Yep.
Oh goodness, I rarely feel guilty, but it's like I'm clocking like 23% guilt when normally I'm about a 4 or 5.
Oh.
And Tanager has murdered.
Oh. Olive never has. Never ever.
Tanger's still thinking about why she was weird about hunting chickens in the grotto.
Oh. Just the way it was like, we'll send someone to clean up the blood. And I was like, nah.
Well, a lot of us have hobbies in which a janitor should come by afterwards. I'll put it that way. There's nobody's fault, and if anything, we employ a nice, friendly janitor.
Oh, man. So why did this guy abandon us and stay here with these other people again? Oh,
Who
yeah.
knows?
I totally understand Bananigans. And here is this stuffed owl bear for you if you would like to say goodbye to your family in the future. Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Bananigans.
Oh yeah, you laughed at my name.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I'm sorry. I extend my hand to shake his hand.
He reaches high above his head to shake it. It's okay.
I give him a gentle shake, I say. Dr. Bananigans, you're a good man. Thank you for your help. And good luck.
Good luck to you too. I'm sorry, I seem to have forgotten your name. It's rather embarrassing.
Oh, God.
Everyone does.
Everyone forgets my name.
Oh my god, Bananigans, are you serious? You think just because you have the most interesting name in the room, you don't have to remember other people's names?
Oh. I'm seriously thinking Nesgrax is going to call his next character Bob. Just so that everyone
It's Brian.
No, as soon as we're out of earshot, Tanager just goes, thank you for not making fun of my name. And then I was gonna do it until he forgot Nesgrax's name.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Olive ushers everybody. Oh, yeah. That's how we left the mushroom bar. That's how. Olive pushed both of you out of the door. And we went up the magic anti-waterfall. And then now we're in the tunnel. Yeah?
Yeah.
-1 magical air fryer. That was the only air fryer, only one of its kind in the world. This has really removed all of my loot, this adventure.
Air fryers are not that cool, Olive. Honestly, like, it's just a convection oven that can be on your counter. If you have
That's it. Yeah.
a basic level of knowledge of how to use an oven, it's the exact same thing. They just thought it really clever. It doesn't fry anything. It really doesn't fry anything. So
These are all good points.
We'll just be ranting about why air fryers aren't as cool as why everyone says.
But it preheats really quickly.
Oh no,
my
now there's a
God.
debate.
Oh, okay. So you need it in a rush? Like you don't know when you're
Yes.
hungry? Like it just comes on you like a winter snap. I am not a man who uses profanity, but I can feel my tongue getting hot.
We're saying this as we walk down the tunnel after having re-entered the DGS territory.
Yes.
Yeah, we're just having
There
a
you go.
friendly. Like Tanager is not mad by any metric, but
Okay.
I just like a lot of people talk about them a lot.
Yes.
And it's just like, oh, okay. I mean, and I use one, but I don't need to talk about it all the time.
I never
You know,
will again, because I don't have it anymore.
Okay, Tanager will definitely buy an air fryer on the way home.
That was the only one in the universe.
Okay, well
I'm
then I
telling
will.
you, Tanager. You get a cauliflower, you chop it up, you cover it in sunflower oil, okay?
Okay.
Then you cover it in paprika, and then some salt.
All right, I like
Put
it
it
so
in
far.
15 minutes at 180.
At 180, that
180
seems
C.
real low.
180 C.
For how long?
180 centigrade. So that's like what? 350
Yep.
Fahrenheit?
Oh,
Do that 15 minutes.
I forgot you're from
Okay.
the eastern half of Nicomoy.
That's right.
So you use a different
right.
number than I do.
Do that. Take that out. Taste one of those and tell me if you would ever go back to eating, I don't know what, boiled cauliflower or
Oh,
something.
no, so here's my whole
wouldn't.
thing, Nesgrax. Could you not do the same thing with an oven? Without
It
bragging?
wouldn't be as crispy. It
oh,
wouldn't
okay.
be as crispy.
It wouldn't be as
It
crispy.
wouldn't crisp up correctly.
Okay, well, I guess I'll just have to use 2, and then I'll get back at you next time we have an adventure, okay?
Sounds good.
I mean, and look, again, I'm
Let's
getting
have a
real...
cauliflower off.
I'm getting real spicy, but I love the recipe, and it sounds delicious.
Olive looks forward to tasting both cauliflowers.
And I'm legitimate in all senses of the universe. I'm going to do this.
Our DM is so angry right now.
Oh, did you not budget time for cauliflower recipes?
I feel so much like a teacher right now. I'm just waiting here. It's like, it's your own time you're wasting. The bell is for me, not for you.
Sorry, Mr. God Cloud. For me, and my games are always God Clouds, like from The Lion King.
God, Cloud.
Yeah, it's like, Simba.
Let's get back on track.
It's okay. I like the conversations. It's like in Dragon Age where you're just wandering through and they randomly start talking. It's like,
Okay, half-court shot. My next character next season is going to be a cook and will involve 1 recipe per session.
Yes.
Like how
I like
bards
Nice.
have to sing, I'll make a cook that has to
Yeah.
legitimately make a dish.
Ooh, that's really cool. Approved.
Ah,
Yeah.
stick around, listeners.
for next year.
for a full 10 months from now.
Okay. You make your way back through the tunnel towards DGS headquarters. As you eventually draw closer, you start to hear noises growing louder all the time. It's only when the smell of smoke hits your nostrils that you realise the noise is panic shouting.
Oh no, the worm attacked the DGS.
As you round a bend in the tunnel, you come across the burning wreckage of the Department of Homeland Security headquarters. The mangled remains of the GTS, that's the pneumatic tube system, lie scattered throughout the area, while large chunks of rock fall from the cavern roof. Gnomes are running around trying to douse fires and evacuate the area. Detective Inspector Devito is stood on top of a wrecked transport capsule, shouting orders and dodging debris. Bendix, his overworld liaison, is stood beside him, conjuring a magical shield to protect from any falling debris. As you round the bend, he spots you and shouts, "Hey, you, come help!"
Okay. And, yeah, I'm gonna go towards the magic shield.
Olive follows.
Tanager as well, but like much sexier than the rest.
Okay. Walking over towards the shielded area, Devito says, "They found us. I don't know how, but they found us. The HHO. But we need to evacuate now. We're trying to get people out, but as you can see, it's only a matter of time before this whole place goes down."
Oh no. Nesgrax, take this gold ball gown. Quickly.
Okay.
We must disguise you.
Yeah.
You can't be found here, Nesgrax.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good idea. Okay, I put on the gold ball gown.
For the second time in a session, Tanager is deeply jealous of Nesgrax.
I spin around like I'm in The Sound of Music.
Okay, you didn't have to
admire
spin. You already
myself.
put the costume on. Like, we get it. You look beautiful.
I use my white half-robe Jedi-style battle sarong to tie a fabric covering around your head as if, like not a full turban, but like, a nice lady's hat for you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
After a shower, when a lady's got a towel on her head,
Sure.
you've got that. So it looks like you're a lady with a towel on her head with a gold ball gown.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
I don't own any lipstick, but there's no reason why I wouldn't own any lipstick and not include them in my set of traveler's clothes. So I put some lipstick on you. There we go.
Okay.
Okay.
Tanager started to take out multiple sets of lipstick, but then like nervously put them all away. Like,
Yes,
no,
we'll
okay.
use that. Yeah.
Well, I just have I only have winter shades on me right now. I'm so sorry.
Okay, good. All right, because if they found you here, they would have killed you. And your uncle. So, whew.
Okay. I can use calm emotions and try to get everybody to just chill out if we're just trying to make a quick exit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Devito, how are we going to get out of here? Where are the exits?
Well, at the moment, the only exit is the pub chute. And at this point, you can see the gnomes are following procedure and evacuating towards that area with the SWAT team ushering gnomes as they go to form an orderly queue and to not push or shove, because that just makes things more difficult.
Wait, what's the exit? A
So-
puff chute?
The pub chute.
The pub chute.
The
chairs that
chairs.
go back up into the hanging thread.
But isn't that where the HHO are attacking from?
Out of character. No, it's something else. It's not really a full frontal attack, if you get my drift.
How'd they get in here from?
Okay.
Like, where's the HHO coming from?
Somewhere.
Somewhere much else.
I look around the room. Can I do a perception check? Where are the HHO members? And where are they coming from?
You don't. It's not a full frontal attack. You don't see any. You just see the result.
Gotcha.
What is the result?
So I mentioned earlier, as you round the bend in the tunnel, you come across the burning wreckage of the DGS
Right.
headquarters. Yeah, everything is all mangled and destroying. Everything's falling apart.
It's just on fire?
So everything's on fire
Okay.
and falling down and...
Ooh, They might have already descended down from another angle, and they're, like, already in.
Yeah.
They might have came from the sky.
So it's just that your town's on fire?
The entire cavern is collapsing.
Tanager, make them real calm and make them come back with us to the underworld, because they're gonna rush out into an ambush and all get slaughtered the moment they exit that pinhole exit. They're all gonna die.
Oh, they may not make it out in time, even.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Because one way to kill a lot of people is to force them all through a narrow exit and like mow them down as they leave.
Olive has mentioned this a number of times, how dangerous a single exit is in an emergency.
Fires kill a lot of people. Yeah, so everyone, let's go back to the... What are they called? We didn't get a name for their society. The Calabashians.
So I can do a 20-foot radius sphere, where everybody has to make a charisma saving throw against my... well, actually, my casting mod hasn't gone up for being cleric. I just got more handsome. But, yeah, I play the character, not the meta. So everybody in a 20-foot radius sphere, and I'm trying to hit the maximum number of people as possible, especially anybody particularly panicky or in a high combat area. So anybody who's kind of on the outskirts and is just like a little bit freaked out, I'm like, you can figure it out if you chill a little bit. People like in a fire with a sword at their neck, like I'm making sure to calm them down first. So like the two people are like, oh, what's up, bro? Actually, maybe we should just like get out of here. This is like wild.
Yeah. Can I assist you by doing carry injured people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just get some ancillary people out so I can condense my spell.
There you go. All right. I'm helping all I can. I have 180 pounds max carrying, so that's like 3 gnomes.
All right.
That probably looks super cute.
We'll also say that in this in the time, you know, the emergency's been going on, they've uncovered an old like emergency exit, like a ladder up to a different part of the surface, so they can now go through 2 separate.
You still shouldn't do that. You're in an attack. You're being like, no offense, but that's a dumb idea.
Well, okay, Tanager yells at Olive, like, Olive, you're being very picky right now. We're in an emergency situation. Carry the gnomes.
I'm carrying. I dash off over there with the gnomes. I'm just trying to get him back in that tunnel. Go fall down that hole. You'll probably live. Bye.
Yeah,
I should mention, just to doubly clarify, it's not like a full frontal official attack. It's more like a bomb's gone off.
Right.
Chaos has been spread.
But how did they know it was the HHO?
Well, because when the bomb went off, the smoke made the letters HHO.
Yeah, it came into the letters. It was like a firework.
So just to also, not knowing how many people are down here and trying to escape, does it look like with these 2 exits that are available, the pub chute and this ladder up to the surface, that everybody's going to get out in time? Or do we need a plan B, which is to go into the cave and go down into the new civilization that we discovered?
Well, initially, I'd planned this for a skill challenge to help everyone get out, but we're running a little bit short on time at the moment, so I will just ask for 1 positive action from each of you to help them get to safety. We don't need to worry too much about like the actual practicalities of the bottleneck attack situation. Just get people out.
Gotcha. Sure.
Cool. So I'll go first. I would like to attempt to make a persuasion check to try to keep the flow of like everything orderly. And if I can use that in conjunction with my calm emotions, that would be great.
Yeah. So yeah, you can
just like trying to generally prevent a panic from happening while everyone's escaping.
Yeah. You can help the squad members who are directing traffic just to keep everyone as calm as possible, because panicking in this situation doesn't help.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yep. So give me a roll on that. Let's see how you do.
Okay, so respectable 16.
16. Okay. Yeah, I mean it's hardly your area of expertise.
I'm better one-on-one.
But you are still wearing your hard hat, so people respect you.
Good. Yeah, that's my attempt at just trying to keep an orderly fashion while everyone's leaving. And
Lovely.
if I could cast Mirror Image one more time, just so there's multiple versions of me, all trying to direct traffic around different parts around the cavern.
Nice.
How about you other two? How are you helping things out?
I have an idea. I'm not sure how this would work, though. Maybe you guys could help. Like, if I were to cast Levitate on one of the gnomes, would he be able to, would a bunch of other gnomes be able to grab onto him until they reach, just below 500 pounds, and then he levitates them all up to the escape? Or would that would they all drag him down?
I think if you put a load of gnomes onto a certain surface, like a table, you lift the table up. As long as that's underneath 500 pounds in total, then I reckon that would work. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I want to do that. So if there's a piece of metal from one of the buildings or something like that, I want to get as many as I can.
Yeah. There's going to be some.
Yeah.
Lift you all up.
You have a Jack from Titanic scene where one doesn't fit and they're holding onto their arms.
And all the other gnomes are oh, that gnome could have fit on that. I don't understand why.
Okay, so roll me as if you're rolling a spell attack.
Okay. I don't know what I would roll for. What would I roll? Would I roll a
D20 and then you add
plus my modifier? So this is actually a 24.
24. One that you managed to lift a lot of them, because they could all gnome. It's something that's probably not covered in a lot of the lore books, but gnomes tessellate very well. They're slightly hexagonal in shape, so
you can really stack
form
them.
strong grids.
They stack really nicely.
Yeah. It's really pleasing.
In a fridge.
It's like honeycomb.
Yeah.
Honey gnome.
Honey.
Hey, you knew what you were going to get. All right, Olive, you previously said you were just carrying gnomes strong. You can do.
Yeah, one of the best ways to be of assistance in a rescue situation is to be able to lift objects off of trapped people. So I rolled a perception check, and I'm going to try to spot trapped people. So that was a 5 on the dice, plus a 5 for perception, means that I probably don't spot all of the trapped people. And I then escort them with my 180-pound max carrying capacity to the tunnel that I know is safe and not being attacked. Because there's quite a lot of space between where the worm was and their borderland and where the DGS was. So I know that intermediate tunnel is not staffed with HHO murder armies. So I take some of the trapped people, but probably not very many, to that tunnel. And I say, hide here. We'll come back for you when there's not murder.
Okay. Right. Once all that happens, the evacuation effort seems to be going pretty well. However, as the last vestiges of the gnomes scurry up the pipe, the pub chute. I really need to have a better name for that. And the emergency ladder, and the table full of tessellating gnomes raises up through the ceiling. One enormous chunk of ceiling starts to crash down towards the center, towards your three selves, Devito and also Bendix. So seemingly at the last moment, Bendix lowers the shield, grabs Devito, rushes forward, grabs the three of you in a kind of chain.
What?
Waves his arms. Well, not really mutters. He's going to shout some arcane spells.
Tanager is also very proficient with rope for a number of reasons, so he could probably quick bind a number of people together if he had to.
I don't think we really need to right now. He shouts arcane words, and your vision starts to go blurry as the teleportation magic takes effect, and your vision wipes upwards. I'm not quite sure what teleportation would look from the inside, but I think it's like a TV wipe where it's like straight up. So, whoop. And you find yourselves on the outskirts of Nicomoy, on the inside. Not quite sure what borders Nicomoy, but let's say it's some woodland. You know how it works.
Yeah.
There's woodland when you need there to be woodland. You land the five of you, and you see Devito doubling over, like as if he wants to be sick, because it's been a long day. And he says, "Oh, God, they found us. I don't know how they found us. I mean, why now?" And then it's at this point, Bendix notices Nesgrax's belt. He walks over to you and goes,
Wait, he doesn't have it anymore.
I thought he did. I thought he kept it in place of the book, the booze, and the friar.
I
thought I was. Yeah, I thought I gave it away, but that's fine. Let's say I'm wearing it. That's great.
But didn't we leave it so that you could leave the...
I'm not sure. We'll have to listen back, but I remember Tanager was directly opposed to the idea of Nesgrax leaving such a piece of beautiful jewelry behind. That's why he jumped into the whole leaving alcohol thing. Okay. So, like, I don't know. I guess it's up to the DM to decide, like, was me leaving some blessed booze enough for two people, or would Nesgrax have to also leave his belt for his own personal thing? Because I know Nesgrax didn't explicitly leave anything, like when we were dealing
my memory of it was the booze, the book, and the air fryer, which is 3 gifts.
Let's go with that. I have a feeling I don't care. I feel like this is an important piece of the plot that we need to listen
Nesgrax,
to. So
it's the belt.
Let's see. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. No.
Tanager is visibly more emotional than Nesgrax is, as this belt is revealed as something devious. How could a belt betray us?
I'm really glad I have my belt still. Go ahead, Bendix.
It's at this point Bendix notices the belt Nesgrax is wearing. He walks over to you and go, "Where did you get that, Nesgrax?"
It was sent to me. My uncle sent it to me in a care package. It was a gift.
This is it. This is what did it, you know?
What? What are you talking about?
Well, we didn't know for sure until now, but we were suspecting that Brian's belts was secretly a front for the HHO, and this is is the evidence we need.
I knew Brian's
no.
belt was...
I led them right to you.
You were sent this recently, weren't you?
Today.
Exactly. They... Nesgrax, what did you do?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. It was just a gift. I thought it was for all my good works that I've been doing, that the HHO thought that I was doing. I'm acting as a double agent. I'm part of the HHO.
Nesgrax, don't say you're double agent. That's not what double agents are supposed to say.
I wonder why it didn't work out for you, Nesgrax.
I mean, I'm a double agent for the RFC, but I don't go around telling... Oh, no!
You've been feeding them information, haven't you?
Yes.
You know, they have ways of checking it, right? They've been looking for us forever, and they sent you this knowing that you'd eventually come to find us.
Oh, no, you're right. You're right. They didn't trust me. It's the only thing that makes sense.
I mean, of course they
I'm
didn't.
so sorry. I should have seen it.
There's so much work we've got to sort out now.
Nesgrax, don't feel bad. If I had a dime for every time I wore too beautiful of a belt, I would have upwards of 4 dimes.
Thank you, Tanager.
No,
I appreciate the sentiment.
all
but
of the people
it's gonna take
who
me.
died and were injured in the results of you wearing a belt, that is in no way your fault, and the people's families who have to deal with the fallout, that is not something you should ever have to think about.
Thank you again, Tanager.
No, don't.
For the sentiment.
He begins to launch into another non-supportive tirade about how he shouldn't have to feel bad.
Oh God.
No, and the grandchildren who will never be born.
No, God.
That's not your fault. It's the fault of the belt.
Thank you. Thank you.
And the great...
Bendix, what do we do? How do we get back at them?
I mean, maybe it's partially our fault. Maybe we just got too noisy. We got too big.
Well, we could use that to our advantage.
I think maybe right now we've just got to, forgive the wordplay, but we've got to head underground and start small. But this isn't just professional anymore. This is personal. But, you know.
It was always personal for me.
Yeah, no. Well, it's personal for me too, but this is just getting insane. Anyway, maybe we get lucky. Maybe the HHO will think you're dead.
We could use this to our advantage.
Yeah. Did when you got sent the belt, did it come with anything like a note or some explanation of?
Oh no!
What
Yes,
it was for?
A note from my uncle. Yes, I have it here. Here you go.
He looks at the note. Do you have any evidence that this was in fact from your uncle?
No, the wax seal on it was.
I take out the wax seal. Keeping this was.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, just so excited.
Just
Keep
like
going.
Taskmaster, that show we've all seen.
I mean, you really should. It's awesome. Brought to you by Brian's Belts.
Wait, quick pitch. It also came with that note from Beans, who was like very directly like, "Hey, there's a giant worm." Like, maybe we also put Beans on the suspect list.
Yeah, nobody really trusts Beans.
I mean,
Yeah.
I understand a lot of people think Beans is cool, but I do not have a relationship with Beans, and
No, like seriously, like one time he was like, "Hey, you guys, head towards the exit in this museum heist," and Nesgrax was like, "I don't trust you, Beans." Nobody trusts Beans.
Exactly.
So is this
No.
the seal that your uncle uses? Inspect it closely, Nesgrax. Only you would know.
I inspect it.
Roll investigation.
Okay. Oh, natural 20.
whoa,
Okay.
clutch.
You always pull these out like at the best times.
I know. Right at the end when it counts, yeah.
Okay, you've seen your family crest thousands of times. You know, you could identify it in the dark. And while this is a good copy, it is in fact a copy and not the real thing.
It's a forgery. Someone sent me this belt to make it seem like it was from my uncle. That means my uncle still doesn't know. He's not the one was suspicious of me.
Maybe they've got to
But
him
who-
too.
Oh no. My uncle has been.
Maybe they figured out you're a double agent and they traced it back to the person who brought you to them.
That makes a lot of sense. Oh, God. Okay.
Nah, don't worry.
Well,
If they had him, they probably would have not bothered making a copy of the seal and just used his. So I'm pretty sure he's fine.
yeah, okay.
That does track.
Occam's razor. Why bother making a super complicated forgery when you could just be like, that dude's unconscious, picks up seal?
Yeah, okay.
He's probably
Good
fine.
point.
But I don't know that. I don't know anything, but I'm just like, can I have that back? And then I put it back into my pocket.
Yes, Taskmaster.
We need a way, Bendix. We need to climb the ladder of this organization. It started with my uncle, but I haven't made it to the next rung yet. I don't have any contacts. I don't know who is above him.
You've been burned.
No, and
Yeah,
I mean, let's
I've been
face
burned.
it. If they've come after you, then you've been burned. You're out.
Yeah.
So I'd say just stay low. We'll try and ascertain your uncle's situation. Try not to make too much noise in the meantime.
Especially not in that tunnel. Ooh.
Nailed it.
And I'll be in touch.
I mean, Nesgrax might have been burned, but what about Zegzrag?
Yeah, Zegzrax Bars.
Oh yeah, you're in a dress right now.
Yes, the beautiful,
dress
the
wearing lipstick,
sultry,
right?
loud singer.
Bendix, I have an idea. I don't like it, but it's the only thing that makes sense.
You're going to sleep your way to the top.
That's it. I'm going to...
Don't worry, I'll be there next to you every step of the way.
I would have done that, but I've been trying to do that for a while now, and I haven't gotten anywhere. So what I'm going to do, I think the best thing for me to do is to hide out in the civilization that we discovered underground.
No, they suck. No, Nesgrax, no, they suck so much. Don't do it.
I know. That's why I said I didn't like it.
I'll send you book 2 and 3 and 4.
It's the only place I'll be safe. As long as we can communicate with each other. When you find something, then you call me out of there, and I'll be able to come back and we'll take up our crusade against the HHO again.
Sounds good to me, old friend.
Please just dress in a gown and be a loud singer. It makes so much more sense. It's so much more reasonable.
Oh no. Oh, a character death, but in a different way.
We're going to have to... We all need to make sacrifices if we're going to figure out what the HHO stands for.
Just holding back, sobbing. Tanager is like, no, sacrifices for other people, Nesgrax. We're too beautiful for that. No, I respect your choice.
I appreciate it, Tanager.
Showing too much emotion, I'm sorry.
Olive takes her scaled hand and she sets it on your shoulder and she says, I'll miss you.
I'll miss you too, Olive.
Oh,
Don't worry, I can always conjure Olive Jr. my lizard familiar.
Oh, little Olive Jr. I love her so
Keep
much
me
more than
company.
all of you.
hold me closer, Nesgrax Scaramouche.
Anyway, if you're good to go, Nesgrax, I can take you there now. We have quite a lot to talk about while we're there, I think.
Okay, there's some people in the tunnel. Just let them go out the normal way. Bye.
Oh yeah, we'll sort that out. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Thanks for helping. But
All right, Bendix. Yeah, let's head down.
okay.
I'll see you guys later. Enjoy. Tell everyone I died, but bravely.
Of course, you were protecting gnomes.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We'll send a note to the community college so you don't get thrown off the course.
Oh, that's
We'll,
right.
we'll get extenuating circumstances.
No, Nesgrax,
midterms.
I will disguise self
Next week.
for every one of your midterms. I won't do finals, but I'll do midterms. You gotta find someone else for that stuff.
Oh. Oh, no. Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, just go with it. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Bendix holds out his hand for you.
For me to hold his hand?
Yes.
Oh, because he's going to transport me.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was just like we were going to walk off into the sunset holding hands. Okay. Yeah, no, I take his hand.
You take his hand. He mutters the same incantations, and you both disappear in a flash of light. Thank you all so much for joining us on this episode of the Fire Breathing Kittens podcast. Joining us were Tanager,
Hold me closer, Nesgrax Scara. Just kidding, it's Tanager. I'm the most important. Have a good night, everyone.
Olive?
Good night. I love you guys.
And on an adventure filled with mushrooms and advertising is Nesgrax.
I'll see you at the crossroads so you won't be lonely.
Oh, no.
See you at the crossroads so you won't be
Oh,
lonely.
no. I miss my Uncle Charles.
Can anybody tell me why we die? We die. I don't want to die. See you at the crossroads.
Okay, cut it. We'll do this all night.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Hi, I'm Richard J. Hanna and I host Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, and when you finished, and only when you finished the last episode of Fire Breathing Kittens, drop in on us. We play music, dedications, we do competitions. You can find us on iHeart, on Spotify, and most good podcasters. Here comes the big deep voiceover.
News, views, music, and interviews with Richard J. Hanna on Don't Be Afraid of the Dark.
Too much? Listen, you're talking about Fire Breathing Kittens.
I love these guys. Their bodies have collapsed, but their souls still burn.
Okay,
Are you recording this?
Yes, I'm recording everything.
OtakuGeneration.net, getting in touch with your inner otaku every Wednesday.
Rules of the Arena podcast is a show featuring small business owners, musicians, athletes, artists, authors, organizations, and other guests with great stories to share. Join Gordon, Grandpa Ben, and Casey with guests as they share the highs, the lows, and the hard work their guests have put into their crafts. Rules of the Arena. It's not the critic who counts.
Do you like D&D?
But you want a break from all that D&D?
You should listen to Story Jazz. It's an improvised narrative podcast where we tell stories and we don't roll dice or have rules, so anything can happen.
Story Jazz is hosted by two young writers tragically separated by an entire ocean.
I'm Softy, and I'm out in the middle of the American desert.
And I'm Sam, and I'm somewhere deep in Central Europe.
It's so mysterious.
We put out a new episode of Story Jazz every 2 weeks on Thursdays.
You should come check us out. We love you.
We love you.